remember my boyfriend in a bear suit today.
Welcome to the Exillian Expanse. What an intro! What an intro! Oh, I was literally just about to speak. Everyone's coming out with that. Amazing. So welcome to the Exillian Expanse. Wild Horizons. Last session, you guys began your travel from Worm Shadow all the way to the capital of Sabsathol, deep in enemy territory. You've encountered some very suspect people on the way, and with some very high perception and insight and a little persuasion, you figured out that they perhaps maybe not the best people to be trusted with any sort of information, given that they are considered quote-unquote freedom fighters, rather than using the terrorist word. They're not good people. You decided to skirt around them, maybe avoiding some instances, you're not too sure, but when you were camping that night, amidst the sort of arid desert that surrounds you, you were attacked by some chitinous mana beetles who found themselves attracted to your different magical or potions. The items on your person were sort of emanating something that attracted them to attack you. Unfortunately, losing some of your things, but now you have recovered, and we pick up with you guys the next morning with whatever you might want to do. In front of you, you've got another sort of pathway in front of you. It's again a little bit more of sort of this blackened land with very arid caverns to the side. On one side, you see a lot of dead trees. The heat you hadn't begun to notice, but the further east you're going, it's beginning to make itself more known. Very much dry earth, and I'd say even as you begin your travels, you notice a lot more sand begins to make itself visible, and some of the dead trees become a little bit more sparse, and there's less so much earth, and more dunes begin to sort of pour over the land. How are we traveling as you guys begin your morning, having like wrapped up your camp and made sure that no more beetles are gonna attack you? What are the sort of preparations for the day, knowing that you still have a little bit more time to go before you reach the capital, if any?
Probably just securing supplies. We make sure everything on the wagon is wrapped up tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making sure that like pockets and shit aren't accessible, as well as I don't know what kind of preparations we could make for like the herd of what it was, wormlings, I think it was, that we passed. I'm not sure what kind of preparations we could take against that specifically, but I'm sure there's many unknown dangers on the road as well.
Okay. As you guys are moving along, even in like buried half in sand, you begin to see sort of tall, narrow stones that mark portions of the roadside. You can see that where the earth naturally had a set path that for you guys to follow, with a little bit of inclines and some cliff faces either below or above you. Now with these sort of dunes and sand taking its space, there's a little bit more of a confusion of where the path naturally takes itself. I'd say you begin to feel that your wagon sort of slows down its pace, given that some parts of the road are also covered in sand. Some of the markers are leaning at different angles. You can tell that some of the ground maybe below it has shifted a little bit. Do you want to pick someone to make an Arcana check for me?
I can. I'm still able to use my wisdom instead of intelligence for
your Arcana, yeah.
yeah. Cool. That's a 3 plus 3. It's at 6.
You can tell that they're magical, and they sort of emanate some form of aura, but you're not too sure as to what their purpose might be.
Can I sit in ritual cast detect magic?
If you guys want to sort of like, if someone else wants to take over while you cast that, absolutely. You see that they're about every 5 minutes there's another one, so you could just be ritually casting it until you just happen to cross into one. So you can keep moving. That's not an issue.
Great. Yeah, I do that.
I'll take their reins.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as you watch Bellini do his thing, that pulse of magic comes out, almost like a sonar before it returns back to you. You get a lot of pings of abjuration, so there's definitely some form of protection magic. I wouldn't say you get anything else off of them. They just seem to be... You get the sense, even with that low roll earlier, with the detect magic helping you, you get the sense that they are maybe boundary markers for the road, and they might keep some sort of creature at bay for those passing on the road. However that informs your decisions moving forward, I'll let you pick that, but definitely maybe stay on the road would be one of them.
Yeah. I let everyone know that's what's up, and I say we just need to stay on the road. Yeah.
As much as we can see the road.
As much as you can see.
Yeah.
So Gio, you are the one that's now in control. Do you want to make me either animal handling, which will be you making sure the horses are staying on track, or survival, whichever one's better for you?
I'll do animal handling because I have advantage.
Wonderful.
It doesn't matter. It's a 12.
Hey. So 12's good enough to keep it vaguely on track. You notice that every now and then they do seem to sort of tend to lean off to one side. It's almost like they want to go off the road. But I'd say with a 12, it's still good enough to sort of keep them on track as your journey continues. I'd say it's now about coming up to midday, so it's maybe 11, 10 o'clock. Ku, you don't even need to roll because you and Bellini, with your passive perceptions, you guys begin to see a very familiar sight that you think it might be more druids, because you see like shapes briefly appearing on the distant dunes to the sides. They're like silhouettes that sort of vanish, like they're in your periphery, and when you look towards them, they sort of vanish out of view. But I'd say with you guys having that high perception, you get the idea that maybe it's not druids, it's definitely something else, but something is sort of watching you guys pass. I would also say that when you are moving along, you see every now and then the odd traveler moving even in the same direction. You're slightly faster or coming the other way, and they too every now and then are like keeping an eye on the dunes and looking at what these shapes might be. Is there anything you guys would want to do in this moment, or are you just going to settle in for a longer journey?
Can I shout at a passing traveler that we either overtake or meet up with? Like, do you know what is up those dunes?
Let's find out. Shit. Yeah, you find this sort of the typical elderly man, much similar to one that you'd seen before, who sadly passed away.
Yes, very
He
sad.
seems to be coming back from the city and gives you a little wave. He's not too sure as to what they are, but he knows that people, you got to stay on the road. He thinks that there are those creatures steal your soul if you are to venture off the path.
All right, thank you. We'll do that.
As you are interacting with him, do you want to make me either a perception or an insight roll?
I mean, I don't want to, but I will. I'm going for insight. A 4, so canonically, still dumb as shit.
Yeah, with Bellini and Ku, with you guys sort of keeping your eyes still to the sides rather than this conversation. Bellini, there's a moment where you sort of get like a little vibration of something. Being that I'll say this all happens roughly around the same time. Your detect magic is still up. You get a ping off of something in this merchant's hand as he's talking to Lorea. You can see he's holding some form of stone in his hand. You definitely get a ping of magic off of that. I don't know what school it would be under, so I can't tell you, but it's definitely not hostile to you. I can say.
Is it a stone of far speech?
It could be, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what school of magic that would be. That'd be divination, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I was trying to think of like. Yeah, but you know, like, from the detect magic, you know, it's definitely a form of communication for sure.
Okay.
I wouldn't say you know specifically what spell it is.
Gotcha. I will whisper to Ku and Geo and be like, well, he's holding some sort of communication device. So it looks like a stone and it allows him to speak far away. So I'm guessing it's a rock message, stone of far words, a shell phone, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, we did find one of those a while ago, but...
Oh, yeah.
Is this merchant, like, wearing specific colors for any country or anything like that?
Do you want to make me either perception or investigation? We'll make that an active.
Sure. Just a light 26.
Oh, God, yes. Yeah, he's wearing like this purple and gold, which seems to be the Substathulian colors. You can see his are quite threadbare. There's definitely a lot of beige, but you can see he's wearing that quite a nice purple cloak. He's got a little brooch of a pyramid, sort of holding it together. He's definitely Substathulian for sure. You're not too. I'd say with a 26. There's like the clothes are threadbare, but it seems like intentional the way he's wearing it. Like there's no mud on them, there's no dirt. Like they look ragged, but there's no accompaniment stains and things. They seem well maintained even for someone who looks kind of poor. And I'd say on that 26, you notice he does sort of look at each individual of your party and then at the sort of wagon of supplies that you have.
I'll internally clock that and just have a hand resting on a crossbow. Be safe.
Okay. And as the conversation, you and him, Lorea, sort of takes this natural conclusion, he gives you a little wave, sort of clicks on his horse, and his wagon begins to sort of move off in the opposite direction from you. About an hour later, as you guys are moving along the road. You see movement, and this time rather not fleeting shapes on the sides. You can see cresting a shallow rise. There is a group sort of approaching the road. They seem like they're not in any rush. There's a very steady pace, like a rhythmic pace to them. And as they're drawing closer, you can see 6 men, sort of evenly spaced, walking. You can see what seems to be a very it looks almost gilded, but the closer you get, you realize it's more like a copper or brass color armor that covers a good portion of their torso, and the typical sort of very high-collared, long white coats of the Magisters as they are walking in a very loose formation, but very practiced. Like there is a rhythmic walking to it. And at the center, not wearing armor, you see a larger sort of odd in this high heat. There's like a fur line to the sides of the collars. His, rather than a white coat, it's fully purple, with this sort of gilded ornamental display to some of it, epaulets on the shoulders, and you can see that they are moving with purpose towards you guys.
I'm assuming that everybody sees this, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I just get, my other hand goes to the other crossbow, and I'm ready to fight our way out if we have to.
Okay.
I'll take sort of a front position to talk to them, especially considering my guard outfit. I think it's best if I face them in conversation. So I'm setting myself up to be very friendly and open and be like, "Oh, hello, colleagues."
I take the reins from Geo, and I just have my staff, like reins in one hand, staff in the other, kind of is sitting in my lap. That way, Geo, if he needs to very quickly exit the cart, can do so. And go stand.
He just hands over the reins and then is just holding Dreadfall.
Amazing. Yeah. As this tension rises with everyone sort of braced to pounce, you watch as these 5 Magisters and seemingly their leader stop about 20 feet in front of you. The man leading them looks after a brief pause, and you watch as his head sort of tilts to look at the set of supplies on your wagon, and then looks to the rest of you. I'd say he does sort of incline his head towards Lorea, given that she's taking that very open posture. Where are you coming from?
Oh, we're coming from Usilper Point. We rested in Worm Shadow? Sorry, that was out of character.
Yeah.
Worm Shadow, yes. We've rested at Worm Shadow, and we're on our way to Astrofel Numis.
To the capital? Any particular reason?
Yes. We need to get some papers in order.
And you watch as his eyes sort of like look over some of you. Any particular papers?
Well, I've been entrusted to escort these people to the capital. I'm not sure I can say much more on the matter. Oh, of course, no offense, just very strict orders, if you understand.
And, what might you be carrying? I don't often see merchants with this much supply.
Well, first of all, our own rations, and unfortunately, we helped out a man who fell victim to the wildlife at night. You can inspect; they're all farm goods. That's fine. Nothing.
He sort of like leans his
crazy.
head, and you watch as 2 of the officers begin to move around.
I'm going to open like one of the old farmers' coats, I'm trying to guide them to like the farming supplies.
Okay.
Specifically.
Make me a persuasion roll.
Yes.
And this is rather than you guys, obviously being like, oh, look specifically over here. It's more like body language, and you are like adjusting, like specifically so they don't look a certain way.
Exactly. It's a 17.
Okay. Okay. You watch as one of them does sort of like, as you offer for him to take a look, he does look the way you do. The other one's a little bit like maybe 5 feet back from him, and as you do that, his head sort of tilts and then looks to where Ku has arranged the supplies so they cover the crate that's underneath them, and you can see his head's like tilted ever so slightly. Again, which is annoying for me but great for you guys, Bellini, your robe, you feel those eyes sort of twitching ever so slightly, and you can see like the copper wiring on the collar, it glows like just a little bit, and his eyes sort of sparkle like this bright little purple tingle, and his head's still tilted in that direction, as his colleague is like talking away with Larea, being like, oh, this is quite good grain, like the crop comes from a suitable place, and then asks you a little bit about how the man died, and he's sort of judging to see if you killed him or not, and then comes to the conclusion with that high persuasion that you didn't. But yeah, the second officer is just head very curiously looking in a different direction. The leader looks at you, Gio. His head's again that sort of curious tilt to it. I'm not sure I'm familiar with a man of your stature. Where do you come from?
That's a good question, because I don't even know where I come from. I just kind of showed up here one day, not here, but on a different continent. And yeah, I know there's only one other of my kind.
You're travelers from overseas?
Yeah.
Whereabouts would that be?
I mean, there's a lot of places it could be from.
Make me a persuasion roll. Or intimidation, whichever one you want.
I'll do intimidation.
Okay.
Nat 20 plus 2.
Ooh. You can see, like, as you say that and your hands rested on the hammer, his posture kind of like stiffens a little bit, nods his head. You can tell that during the conversation was weighing up if you might have been worth fighting, and given your size more than anything, he's like, I'll wait for now. Like that's a scary dude. You watch as the two officers who were standing at the back of the wagon, sort of doing the inspection, the one that seems to have sort of ambient magic to their gaze, his head in that classic fashion moves to the side to look past the back of the wagon to his leader, and his head, I would say, because they don't say anything, you can tell that there's some form of conversation, and the leader sort of rubs his eyebrow ever so slightly.
Eth is gonna stand up on my shoulder at this moment and just like kind of looks around, and I go, oh shit. Just distract them with Eth try to distract them with Eth for a second.
My colleague
just
says
weird
that
sack doll.
My colleague says that grain might not be the only thing that you are carrying. Would you care to explain what you are obfuscating from us?
I'll
That's a big
put up
word.
like a very confused face. I'm like, I'm sorry. What could that be? What do you mean? We carry grain and rations. It's a long trip. I'm not sure what it is you're referring to.
I value honesty over anything. You are free to continue on your path if you declare what goods you are bringing into the city.
No, honestly, have no idea what you're talking about. We're escorting. I mean, I'm escorting these fine gentlemen. Could you please tell me what's wrong?
Can you make me another persuasion roll, please? As I would not consider that intimidating.
No. I'm absolutely not intimidating.
Can I assist in any way? I don't know.
Are
if she needs
you
help.
proficient? Well, it's
In
more
persuasion?
how are you helping? Would be my question.
I'm proficient in persuasion. Can I like lean out the cart a little bit and just kind of look at this guy and just have F also kind of poke out a little farther, holding the symbol of Zephyrix in his hand, and be like, well, I'm just a traveling priest. I might vaguely emanate magic. I apologize. I'm blessed.
Yeah, roll me your persuasion check with advantage.
I'll roll a 17 ending 19 for 23.
Okay. You watch, he's sort of judging the party. So your DC was a 20 because they have succeeded in finding the crate. So you have passed.
Yeah.
Sort of looking at all of you. Okay. Sure. You may continue on your journey. I would hope that you check in with my superiors in the capital.
Of course, that's where we're headed. Could you perhaps provide some directions? I've never been to the capital. I'm very young, as you can see. Very new in this guard regiment. Where do we go? And I'll be like super newbie guard energy.
When you enter through the main gates, there is a mercantile district. Further on from there, there will be a barracks for the magisters that you can attend.
Thank you so much. It's very helpful. I really appreciate that. Don't let them notice that I'm a little bit inexperienced as a guard. This is sort of my, proving myself mission. So I really appreciate that. Anyway, thank you. We'll be on our way.
I start the wagon.
travels.
Yeah, as you sort of like click, he steps to the side, and then just as he's about to sort of let you guys pass, there's a moment where he sort of looks at you, Bellini, and then Ku. Before you go, your accents are distinct.
And
I am a turtle.
Yes, we don't have many of your people from here.
No.
Like I said before, you're from overseas. Where specifically would that be?
Oh, they come from Obscure.
Really?
Yes. So much going on there with the fall of the great government there. But, just anything we can do to help the refugees, of course.
And you escaped from this fall of government?
Well, they did, yes.
Are you any form of nobility?
why would that matter?
Well, if we were to interrupt a passing caravan of Lady Vire, then that would be our mistake.
I'll perk up. Lady Fight, I've already said too much. And I'll feign sort of like, uh-oh.
You watch the two officers that were sort of watching the wagon. They go to speak up, and he sort of holds a hand and then sort of steps further to the side to let you guys pass. And Bellini, you give it a low. and the horses begin to move. You watch that they don't move on for a while. There's like a moment where the man is just standing watching you guys leave, and it's like he's almost considering something. He's not too sure. But I'd say because you guys try and like make sure to not look back too much, but you can tell that he's confused as to if you would be one side or the other, given that he knows where you come from.
Well, I don't need to look behind me.
Yes, you don't.
I just,
God damn it! Why do I give you these
in
things?
The back of my head.
Yeah, you can. I'd say, Bellini, you can tell that he's not sure if he's not sure if he's just shot himself in the foot or if he is letting potential hostiles go. Like, basically, he's not sure if Valessa is your patron or if you were the ones that killed her. So it's very much like a I don't want to be involved in that because of your sort of high intimidation persuasion. There's like, I'm gonna let someone else deal with this.
This
and from that,
this isn't your regular ragtag group of people coming.
Yeah, there's like there's on one side the passing sort of refugees, quote unquote, from a fallen government might be one thing, but I'd say it's the collection of specific groupings of race is very odd. Like, especially Geo. Like, Geo's stature is one that you basically, there's only a couple of them around, and one of them or two of them come from a very specific city which Sabsathul are currently at war with. But I'd say on that high intimidation, he's very much like and from that you can tell that he is not going to inform the capital of your incoming carriage. So you have passed that encounter, I would say.
When we are a like safe distance, like an hour or two rides away, I look at the group and I go, we might have to stash the mirror somewhere as we get closer to the capital.
Yeah.
Where are we gonna hide it though? We don't know this land.
We can dig a really big hole.
I'm pretty
It's
good
a good
at that.
plan, to be fair.
I mean, like, we will have to exit the road and then like fight maybe whatever's out here, but as long as we can bury it deep enough, I'm not too worried about somebody finding it. It's just us being able to get back to it. It does stop us from having to worry about it in the capital. I mean, like,
That's true.
Yes.
I'd say when we're like a day away, or as we approach the like surrounding farm area, like as we approach population, we should probably bury it so where it's like it's sketchy to say like a day away, but if we bury it in somebody's farm, it might be found.
The captain of our ship was a noble from a noble house in Obscurum. What was his surname again?
Oh my god, what a throwback.
Yeah. I'm making a cover story at the moment.
Believable lies.
Because I'll be sort of riffing with the group, like if we take his name, like his proper name, not his captain name, and say that you are refugees from that lineage of maybe not by blood related, but acting on behalf of, they can look into the documents and be like, oh yeah, those are nobles from Obscurum, etc.
But
That'll be your guide, your escort.
But we know that if he's assisting us, likely that family was not aligned with the previous administration, if you will.
True.
We'd likely just be painting a bigger target on our backs.
True, but there's very little names that I think we have on the Noble Obscurum line. Like, Valcorin is not going to cut it. Well,
What we don't need to be nobles for refugees.
Fair enough. Okay.
It would just seem to me to be, if we want to be anonymous, we would want to be lost with the unwashed masses rather than align ourselves with any potential long-standing nobility feud.
Fair enough.
Do I not need to find it?
No. Bellini does take a moment and touches his shift weave, and it shifts from his like normal powder blue coat and khaki pants and pink vest to like less fancy colored versions of those. More like, yes, this is a man who's just been traveling on the road for a very long time, with a weird cloak with eyeballs on top of it.
Okay. As we are as we are traveling, we are going to do a little bit of a callback. Do you want to pick someone to roll me a d20?
Sure, I'll roll. 15.
15. Okay. Yeah, you guys continue on your way. I'd say towards the afternoon, as you get that beautiful red glow. It's not quite evening yet, you still have a couple of hours. I would say you begin to feel the wind sort of whip up. Can someone make me a survival check?
Yeah.
Is it like an unnatural wind, or does it feel like
it feels like there's no like one moment it's not there, one moment it is. You feel it like picking up and building. It does feel natural to this landscape for sure.
16 on the survival check.
Okay. Yes, you can see on the horizon to your right. There is sort of a building feeling as you watch parts of the dunes begin to pick up into the air. I would say on a 16 you can tell that a sandstorm is definitely on its way in your direction.
Oh, cool.
And how far away from the capital are we?
Still a couple of days at this point.
Are we, like, taking a look at the map, are we near a town? Are we near any sort of life?
Not as far as you are aware. So you guys are essentially midway, if not a little bit further along the arid highway, and there is, as far as you are aware, even with your background, there's no markings for small towns.
I'll look for some rocks we can set up near and like try to have as little of us exposed as possible.
Okay, yeah, make me a perception roll.
$11.
Yeah, on 11 you sort of spot you sort of stop. I need to close every time I have that chat open. You sort of spot like this overhang where you reckon you might be able to get you guys a little bit of more safety. And as Bellini moves the wagon in that direction, that sandstorm definitely on its way. Can someone else roll me a d20, please?
Yeah. 18.
Okay. Getting just under that overhang in time as the wind sort of begins to slam into the area that you guys are in. You can feel the sand sort of lashing across the rocks. There is enough cover that Ku's got you to that it doesn't do too much damage, but you can feel that sort of any exposed skin, it cuts enough to sting into you. All the tops and your cloaks begin to snap violently in that wind. And as that begins to happen, you can tell that when the pain of that sand hitting you, it doesn't feel like the typical loose sand. It feels like fine and sharpened, and it's definitely carried at this high speed. I was going to say unnatural, but it is, because it's a sandstorm. This sort of high speed, and you feel it begin to cut into metal of your armor. Any leather, any metal, stuff like that is coursing through it and sort of burning through portions of it. For the spellcaster, so Bellini and Lorray, you feel the magic as you know it, although you access it from different sides, the weave of the magic, you can feel it almost straining as pockets of electricity begin to spark off of the particulates. I need all of you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Can I assist in giving us advantage by using mold earth to protect us from the surroundings?
Yes, you may.
Can I? How long does this last? Oh no, it only lasts for a minute. Never mind. Because I was gonna wind wall, but it does not last nearly long enough.
Can I just like use my body to cover everyone? Because I rolled a nat 20 plus 8 on my con save.
Can I roll like 10 dice?
So,
And a 2? Because I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Like, do we have advantage or not?
Yeah. So all of you have advantage.
Okay.
Essentially, whilst the particulate is cutting into you, it's you're all going to take lightning damage from the particulates. So you wouldn't be able to shield. In fact, if you were all touching each other, it would link you up. So you don't want to be doing that.
Okay, so with advantage, I rolled a 1 and a 2. I'm not even gonna add my modifiers. Like,
Okay.
I don't give a fuck.
18.
That's a pass.
14.
Is a fail. So your DC is 15.
Damn.
Oh, well, I'll just add my modifier to my 2 then. Let's see. Ooh, just short. Just short.
Okay, so Geo, you passed. Ku, you passed as well. Yeah?
Yep.
Cool. Good to know. Bellini and Lorray, you both take 31 points of lightning damage.
No.
Yeah,
and
just
Ku
casual
and
31.
Ku and Geo, you don't take any.
31. Sure.
31.
Just
8
a casual almost would kill me amount of damage.
Yeah.
So it's 8d6.
That's
But you have survived that. I will say, as that happens, do you want to pick someone to make another survival check? And obviously, you will be rolling with advantage.
I can do it
I'll
this
Do
put
it this
6.
time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why do you do it?
No, one of you. Ku, it's you. You have the plus.
I did it.
Too late. I've done it.
19.
Perfect. Yeah, you can. You've read. I'd say you've read about things like this. In pockets of land that have been exposed to huge amounts of energy, whether that be elemental, arcane surges, things like that. Damage from dragons, for example. I'd say the ones you've heard about was a little callback to Friday's group was the sundering of the spire in Exillian caused a massive wave of energy, and things that happen over there are very similar to what you're experiencing now. Is this is a wild magic sandstorm, and essentially the particulates in the air are enhanced with this arcane energy, and there is instability during those storms that can cause any form of surge of magic, and that lightning is one of them. However, you have sort of hunkered down, you molded the earth, you managed to, some of you taking a little bit of damage, a little bit, and as the storm begins to sort of drop itself down, I'd say on that high survival, you know that it's not finished. It might come back, so you do have a little lull in that storm to be able to either set up more defenses, move yourselves, do whatever you want to do.
I want to make a sand igloo.
Okay.
I cast Cure Wounds on myself and Lorea, and or as Lorea wrote it, L'Oreal.
It's because you misspelled it.
I misspelled every time.
Yeah.
I cannot spell your name.
Every time they say
sure,
L'Orea, she just whips her
L'Oreal.
hair. It's like,
Yeah.
Well, now it's standing on.
Yeah.
Lightning damage.
I cast Cure Wounds on both of us, and we each heal 12 hit points.
okay. With your mold earth, how much area can you affect with that, L'Orea?
5 feet per action, so 5 feet per 6 seconds.
Okay, I'd say the lull is long enough for you to form. So how big is this igloo? Like what are you constructing to form around them?
It needs to be at least 10 feet high to fit me.
That's true.
Yeah, well, large, but not much larger than to fit all of us. I will try and encompass the horses and the cart, but like in that priority, like first us, then horse, then cart.
Okay.
Well, aren't we
so,
under an outcropping? Like,
so you're under an
close?
outcropping already. So she's just building the walls to essentially make you
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
a thing.
I want to be dug in.
Yeah.
Yeah, like behind that, I want to take a few of the tarps and just put them up to give us an extra layer of.
Okay. Yeah. So
Protection.
if you make me a survival check, and for L'Orea, we will do yours. What is you're a charisma based, right?
Yes.
Can you make me a charisma roll and then add your proficiency bonus? So it'd be D20 plus 7.
It's big 11.
So I rolled an 18 plus a 4 for charisma, 22 plus my proficiency is 25.
Amazing, yeah. With Ku sort of haphazardly pulling these tarps up, some of them like fall as you put one up, and then the one behind you falls over, and you're like, oh fuck. You do have enough with the two of you making this. You've essentially made this portion for you guys to hide in, and as you finish off that creation with that 26, very nice. You feel that storm begin to whip back up, and you can hear the sound of sand sort of hitting against your makeshift shack that you've constructed. Can I have one of you to roll me a d4, please?
I don't think Geo's rolled in a little while. Feels like a Geo roll.
So basically what this means is whatever you guys
I got a
roll,
1.
you can blame them and not me of what happens, because I'm not in charge. That's not how that works.
Yeah,
but what did you
No,
roll?
we still
Sorry.
win you.
I rolled a 1.
A 1. Oh, okay. Yes, all of you feel as that wind begins to pick up, and you brace yourselves for another weird sparking of static lightning. Instead, I need you all to make me a dex save.
Sorry, I was busy.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
And your DC is
Uh,
15.
Got another 1.
Okay.
Okay, I fail.
Saved.
I got a 15 total.
I've got a
Okay,
19.
that meets it.
Sorry,
Oh,
real
just
quick,
a little-
Did you turn my volume up a little bit?
Can I what?
The viewers say Lorea is quiet.
Ah, okay.
In the mix.
I gotcha. There you go.
Thank you, viewers.
Thank
The
you.
Wyrdcast is brought to you by viewers like you.
I would scream, but Discord filters me out because it doesn't like my harpy screeching.
Also, what happened to the weird sponsorship, Bloom? I missed those.
Right.
Yeah, we stopped doing them.
Not my brains. I'll bring it back. I'm thinking about it. It's on my desk.
The non-sponsored
exactly.
sponsors.
I know exactly what my unsponsored sponsor is going to be this week.
Okay. So Loreo and Gio, you both failed, yeah?
Does anyone know my name?
L'Oreal,
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
I've canonically changed the name of characters in this campaign because I cannot.
I rolled a
remember
19.
what they are.
You all feel yourselves being lifted off the ground as the gravity in the air destabilizes, and you'll begin to float in your small little hut. It only lasts for a few seconds before it sort of changes direction, and the two of you are slammed against the walls that you've made. You only take 4 points of damage because you aren't falling that far, thanks to your little cone of rock and tarp. Okay. Anything else you guys are doing as that sort of subsides and you pick yourselves back up?
Yeah, I tie the horses down. I put a blanket over their heads so they don't freak out, and I tie them down where there's enough room for them to be able to move around, but they won't get pulled by the cart.
Okay. Since you are over by the cart, can you make me an Arcana check, and we can use your wisdom for this?
Yeah. Oh, that's good. 17 plus 3, 20.
You look over, and all things that were packed onto the wagon have sort of been tossed asunder. Whatever was tied down is still there, thanks to you, Ku, from earlier. I did note that. The crate is still there, but you can feel, as this sort of magic storm is whirling around, you can feel a humming from the crate sort of emanating, and it's building something.
Can I dispel magic to neutralize
Yes,
the
you can.
ambient magic in the mirror? Great. I cast Dispel Magic. And
What is the radius of Dispel Magic?
That's a great question. Hold on. One creature, object, or magical effect. It's a range of 120 feet, but I can specifically target specific creature, object, or magical effect. Anything 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher, I need to make an ability check using my spellcasting ability. The DC is 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends.
Okay, so we are going to need to roll for this because this is higher than 3.
Yeah.
Can you make that roll, and your DC is a 16? Because it is a 6th level
And this
spell.
is not my spell attack, it is my spell modifier I'm rolling, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Double check. I need to read something real quick. Okay. Okay, it's specifically spell attack rolls. Okay. Okay. That passes. 14 plus 3 is a 17.
Amazing. Yeah, you sort of focus your magic into the crate, and you can actually see almost like the shimmering bubble of hot air sort of shielding this crate before you sort of squish it down and contain the magic. Yes, you have stopped that. That's very well done. Amazing.
Just out here burning spell slots.
Hey man, you don't trust me. You don't want to know what would have happened.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Okay. Can you pick someone else to roll me a d4, please?
It shouldn't be me this time.
I'll roll it.
Yeah.
How about a 1?
Okay, same again. Can I have dex saves from everyone?
No.
Unless you want to try something to ground yourself, you may absolutely do so.
Can I decide something else after seeing my roll?
No, you may not.
Oh, I failed.
Okay.
Yeah, I also felt I got a 14.
I got a fucking 4.
I also got a 4.
Okay. Q, how do we
I
do?
got a 17. I
Amazing.
got a 24, I think.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah, I got a 24.
Okay. The three of you only take 2 points. As you once again sort of picked up, and rather than it being like the gravity up and then you fall down, it's always like the gravity moves you up and then you are just flung in a direction of whatever it's decided the point, the center of gravity is. But yes, only 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Do I need to dispel more magic?
You can try if you want to.
Is it like, is the mirror activated again?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, cool. No, I'm saving it for the mirror.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
committing
crying and
suicide.
saying like, fuck this place, while I'm
can I
getting
have,
slung about.
one last d4 from someone, please.
Sure.
Ooh, your turn.
3.
Okay. You guys watch as all around you, this sort of vibrating magic of fire begins to ball around all 4 of you. It then pours from it like water into the central point of this cave that you've constructed, and as this blast of magic echoes outwards, the storm itself is dispelled. As an echo of a previous spell, which was Dispel Magic, sort of affects the area around you guys. And as the storm begins to sort of fade back down, you can tell that this has ended it, and it will not be coming back within the next few hours.
So we don't have to roll any saves.
No, you don't. You are fine.
Nice.
Thank God.
And that sort of like
Well-
dims down. You can tell the horses have calmed down a little bit. And you are safe.
Well,
We have a couple hours.
We should keep moving.
Yeah.
Try to beat this sandstorm and just keep an eye out for incoming storms and places to shelter, so that we can get there in advance and essentially rebuild fortifications, so that we can,
Agree.
now that we know what we might be facing,
Okay.
be ready to roll into making a temporary shelter.
I will find out if you're going to. Okay. Do you guys want to use this as your quote-unquote camp for the evening?
What time is it?
Yeah.
So I would say it is sort of late afternoon now.
I would suggest keeping going a little bit if this is the spot. If we just survive this and be like, oh yeah, let's camp here. That doesn't sound awesome.
I'm just asking the question. That's all.
Well, so looking in the direction we'd be headed, is it all flat? Are there other outcroppings we could potentially duck into?
I would say, once again, with Bellini's help, there would be other moments for you to sort of make the same decision and construct that if you needed it to. There's a lot less. I'm trying to find the word. There's a lot less like rigid land. Is the only thing I can come up with. It's mainly sort of dunes and sands. So you're not too sure, but you are pretty sure that you would be able to find enough rock faces for you to perform the same thing again.
Then no reason not to keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys continue on.
Yeah.
Okay. Later on in the day, as evening does begin to sort of pass on, you still have light in the sky for you guys to continue on. You haven't quite decided to camp yet. Maybe because you haven't found a suitable outcrop yet. But you pass off to one side. There is a burned caravan, sort of almost a makeshift, what appears to be a roaming home of some kind that has been torn to cinders. You can see a strewn few bodies that are lying all around it, and is just sort of gently burning ash into the air.
Oh, this is like freshly, this is fresh.
Yeah. I'd say within, you'd have to go and look, but it's definitely within the same day.
I would like to go perceive around the area.
Okay. Are you just looking, or are you sort of approaching it? Are you staying on the cart?
I'll sneak up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
so
follow
Bellini,
from a distance.
Bellini, do you want to make your perception roll? And Ku, being able to sort of sneak your way up, do you want to make me an investigation, which will be actually sort of actively looking into what's happened?
That's a 24 because I have advantage on perception.
Okay.
It's a big
Must be nice.
6.
Okay. I'd say the caution that you have sort of making your approach, you haven't got fully into the nitty-gritty, disgusting part yet. With Bellini helping you, making sure nothing's going to surprise you, just in case. So if anything was to, you would be alerted. On a 6, you can tell that, like I said before, it's definitely burned, but it's not been from any typical fire. You're not, I'd say, keeping that distance as you were, you're not too sure as to what has happened yet.
When I see that we're in the clear, based on either verbal communication or body language, can I take a look with my experience in grave robbing, if I can discern anything?
Are you gonna go look at the bodies?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to.
Are you
And I'll
looking
loot
at... Are you looking at how they died, or are you sort of trying to find context of the entire encounter?
Context.
Okay, can
Yes.
you make me an investigation roll?
I'm assuming they're burnt, so
Yes, yeah.
I'm not a forensic, but I think
yeah,
fire
you can make an
killed them.
investigation roll as well.
That is a 18.
Okay. You can tell that this caravan, the positioning of it being burned off the side of the road, would maybe mean that they pulled off the road for it to be there. You can tell that with that high overall, you can tell that, like I said, the caravan didn't burn from any typical fire. It's definitely magical in some way. And I would say that the positioning of the bodies, it makes it look like they were surprised by more than one person.
So it doesn't look like a wild magic storm that just happened to be fired. It looks like
so
people killed them.
I'd say because of that high investigate, you can see like scorch marks on portions of the wood. There's definitely scorch marks on pieces of the clothing and the bodies and the way they've sort of fallen. They were surprised. There's different angles from it, so whoever did this were casting magic from different places. Is definitely a group attacked them.
Is there any sort of clue that indicates who these people were? Do they look aligned with subsistal? Do they look like peasants? As far as I can tell with the burns.
The iconography of the different caravan and that it has symbolism of I'd say with that high roll you can see on part of the side of the caravan that hasn't been completely singed and blackened, you can see the iconography of a falling star hitting a piece of land. sort of like the shooting star hitting a horizontal line, and then sort of pieces of rock coming from it. You would guess that, yeah, they probably are a native of this land. Given that it's a roaming home, they might be nomads or some version of culture centered around relocating and moving around the land, but they are definitely from Sapsithal.
So I'll relay that to the group, and I'll start thinking out loud, like, okay, so on the one hand, they look like they might be from Astrofil Numis with the whole falling star iconography, which could be a druid attack, but at the same time, since they're roaming, I don't know if they would be targets of the druids, so they might be either bandits or magistrate victims, so I'm not really clear on who could have killed them, but people, essentially.
Are they druids themselves?
I'd say with the three of you working together, they are definitely not druids. No.
This feels like the work of the magisters that we saw earlier.
Can I dig through some of the wreckage, try to figure out what they had with them?
Absolutely. Roll me another investigation with advantage now that you're sticking your hands in it.
Well, I saw that.
I don't know why it said it was 2 3s, because I definitely saw a 17, but okay.
Oh,
4.
it fully landed on 2 3s for me in my screen.
A 4. I'd say you don't get any more information, so I won't inform you as to what this means, but you find a pouch, sort of a very large looking pouch, and as you sort of open up and dig inside, you can see herbs. There's a weird looking crystal. There's a vial of sand, maybe taken from around here. A few sticks of wood, a piece of string. That's
Sick.
You're not helping dissuade me that these aren't druids.
it. I can confirm that they're not druids. There you go.
I'll just be disappointed and be like, really? This is the loot? God, alright, fine.
Well, if they were
Honestly-
attacked, the good loot was probably taken.
Oh, you're so right.
You can have
I
a point
think
of
no matter
inspiration for
what,
it. He is right.
I
She is so
think
clever, man.
regardless, let's I think regardless, we should probably keep moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sort of leaving that area, obviously night begins to fall. I'd say, Ku, with that earlier on choice, you are able to find another suitable formation of rock to make a camp if you wanted to.
I do believe that is the idea.
Okay. You can all take a benefit of a long rest, undisturbed
Nice.
by any form of.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Woo.
I used 0 resources.
Ku was
entire
like,
day.
no, I'm not helping. As you guys are sort of camping out there, I would say, again, Bellini, that robe's really helping you out. You get a sense. I think it's because of the blind sight, in a way. You're curious enough that you should have a look around. There's like something's niggling in your brain to have a little look around where you have chosen to camp.
Well, I got a dirty 20 on my perception check, so.
Okay. Where the outcrop was sort of overlooks the path of the road. So you guys, literally, it's right next to it. Just in case not pulling off too far that you would be attacked by some magical creature because you're not on the road anymore. because Ku made that choice to make sure that it was close enough. As you sort of walk around the other side of the outcrop, feeling that niggling sense, you sort of look over, and maybe it was the storm that uncovered it or something, but as you approach and look across, you can see the odd there's something poking out of the sand in different places. Like there's maybe 10 or 11 of them, sort of, and they don't look natural because of the angles. And the longer you're sort of stood there having a look, you can tell that there are bodies of people that are just strewn across this land. They were covered in sand, but you would guess maybe that storm did pick it up.
I let the group know, and I go, "Hey, Loraya, I have some graves for you to disturb."
Hell yeah.
She's like skipping.
Yeah. And
Thought you'd
we
never
go take
ask.
a look.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay. As you guys curiously make your way to have a little bit more of a look at as to what's happened, who's doing what? As into, are you looking at the bodies themselves to once again tell how they died? Are you looking at maybe why, what they're wearing, or like why they're clustered in a certain way? What is the target of your looking?
Probably figure out like why they died in this circle and who they are.
Yeah.
Okay. Do
And
you
I'd
want
like
to make
to
your
use, like,
investigation?
skills. Yeah, I'd like to use like skills before going to speak with dead, because I'm a warlock with very little power. But
yeah,
I'll
so
be like, if we need to, we can speak to them. But like, if I can help it, I won't.
okay. Do you want to make me
do I have-
a medicine
do I have
check with advantage, and then
Medicine.
Bellini?
Yeah.
No, so Loraya, and then Bellini, you can make an
Oh.
investigation, and you also have advantage as well.
Great. Investigation.
30
I got a
20 for me.
15 total.
Okay.
Which is a 15 on the die plus 0.
On a dirty 20, meeting the DC for lots more information, you can tell that these bodies are completely emptied of any form of essence. The bodies, whilst they have sort of rotted in some parts, some of them are a little bit more fresh. Like the pallor of the skin, some parts of it are like pulled onto the bone to the point where they look like they're maybe ancient or 200 years old. They have been drained of any form of magical essence completely. On the investigation, it is a wide array of some people are wearing armors, they might be soldiers, some people are maybe wearing merchant uniforms, they look like civilians. There is no, I think the thing that stands out to you the most is there is no pattern to the collective. They are picked and pulled from different ways of life and different places, but they are definitely completely emptied of any form of magic, if they had any.
Okay. I'll throw some flowers, dried flowers, from my pouch and put them on like the heap of bodies, sort of like the smallest bit of respect that Loraya can bring up for dead people.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't have anything useful. Do I get the sense that them being drained of their essence, speak with dead would be even useful? Could I still speak with them? Do I have...
You would be able to still speak with them. I can't tell you whether it'd be useful or not. That'll be down to the questions that you ask.
Yeah. I'll sort of look at Bellini and be like, do you think, should we ask them? I think I might still communicate with them, but like...
We'll at least find out like who did this to them.
Yeah.
I think that might be the biggest thing. I think if we can figure out like who did this, and then we'll go from there, or like how they died.
Do you have
I
a
think
preference for any of the
how they-
bodies?
Whichever one looks like it would know the most information. Use your best judgment. I'm guessing somebody who might be a leader, the elder.
I'm looking for an old person in military garb, like a combination of the two.
Okay.
I'm looking for an old person in a young person's job.
Okay. I would say you let me roll. We'll see if we find anyone exciting. Oh, shit, okay. Fuck me then, I guess. You find the body of what appears to be, you're not too sure how Sabzathal rank works, but they are wearing a long purple coat with very much gilded iconography, the epaulets. It's definitely very similar to the person you met on the road. A position of some form of authority.
I'll cast Speak with Dead on him.
Okay. Okay, as you watch that magic pour into him, that body jerking unnaturally in their face, sort of lighting with that green energy, what is your first question?
Who or what killed you?
Okay. Who or what killed? Those I had thought were companions.
Can I, from context clues, gather whether he was "quote unquote" just a guard or magistrate associated?
He's wearing Majesty's uniform.
Okay, yeah, okay. What was the reason they killed you?
Treason.
My question is, are they the ones that considered that did the treason, or are the people that killed them did the treason?
I'm like dividing in my head what 3 questions I have. Who committed the treason? I'm just going to ask that.
Oh. That is such a loaded question. They did.
The body says that
the body says they committed treason.
They did. Okay. Okay. On whose behalf were they acting?
The realm.
Fuck this body, man. Like, make full sentences. The realm. That's probably going to be Sabzathal. I have 1 question left. He was a magistrate. He was killed because he was killed by people he thought were his companions because they were committing treason for the realm. I sort of look panicking at Bellini, like, what do I ask for the last question? What?
I would just ask, what is the realm?
Either what is the realm, or what magic they could have cast. I think I know I'm a druid. We know people are wizards. We know people are sorcerers. How do we? You're a warlock. How do we phrase that question to be like, what kind of magic casters were you? Because if I'm understanding correctly, they were killed because they were traitors, or the other people were traitors.
The other people were traitors.
Yeah. The people that killed this man were traitors acting on behalf of the realm, which I'm going to assume means Sabzathal, since this is a magistrate. person that was killed by possibly other magistrates. So indeed, either what is the realm could be a question, but I think we can gather that from context. So I'm thinking perhaps along the line of, or I could just ask him.
I will say there's more bodies, so you're not completely limited
Yes.
to.
But I'm also a
how
warlock
old do
with
these
2
bodies? How old do these bodies look?
So the bodies themselves look like they're 200 years old. There's no way for you to tell how long ago they died because of what's happened to them. But the clothing, their clothing,
the clothing,
easily 10 years, maybe less.
Okay.
Okay.
And how long has the current Subsicilian government been in charge?
The government has been in charge hundreds of years, but the people in the government, that changes all the time.
Yeah, but the Obscurum, fall of Obscurum and such, we would know that was 10 years ago with that
was
Melissa.
10 years ago, yeah.
I'll ask him who, and name a name, not an organization, did you serve? Like, I'm not dealing with that realm bullshit. He better give me a fucking name.
Sorry, repeat the question, just so I can make sure that I'm not giving some vague bullshit.
Which person, not an organization, did you serve?
Great question.
He's gonna give some fake bullshit answer.
No,
anyway.
I just need to make sure that the name is right. Subsithal. Mystic Engineer Thalos Soul.
Okay. Well, the magic wanes.
In fact, I will elaborate. It's Mystic Engineer Thalos Soul until his untimely demise.
Okay. And I'll sort of look at Beline like, I'm guessing this probably coincided when Obscurum fell. I have a feeling a Miss Vire might have been responsible for some changes here as well. God, I hate that woman. Glad she's dead.
Even in death.
Even in death, she can suck a fat one.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I'll say that out loud as well. Like, I don't give a fuck.
That's fair, yeah. Understandable. Very understandable.
She put a collar on my boyfriend.
And that's your job, right?
Exactly.
Hey yo.
How dare she?
Woof woof. Okay. Are we asking any more questions, or are we just leaving it?
I mean, I could. But yeah, what more are we looking for currently?
I think that's it. I ultimately, I don't think we can get much more from these people. We know that, like, they died at least 10 years ago. They probably were part, and these are Sapsicilian clothes, so we know that there's a level of, like, and anybody jump in and correct me if I'm wrong, that, like, these people have been dead for a while. They were drained of magical essence. We don't know if the rise of Valessa's rule also changed the Sapsicilian government, or was more in line.
Wouldn't it make more sense that Sabsithul extended their influence outward?
Yes.
Q, you can take a point of
Probably.
inspiration. That is exactly what happened.
So
I'm very sorry, I was typing. What did you say?
So he said that would it make sense if it coincided the opposite way, so Sabzathul extended their influence, and that's why the timing is the same.
I'm more meaning of like before that. I did hear the answer, but not the prompt of it. So what did Bloom say essentially?
Bloom was
correct
saying,
me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, he was saying that it coincided with Valessa's rise to power, so Obscurum going one way, and I was saying Ku correctly guessed it was Sabzathul extending outwards, not the other way around.
And if these people died roughly around the time that probably Sabzathul killed these people, somebody drained their magic and used it to help overthrow Obscurum. So.
Oh, so that Valessa came originally from Sabzathul, maybe? Is that what you're saying? Ah.
Either came from Sabzathul or got powers from Sabzathul.
Huh.
Was,
in that
sense.
sense.
Basically, Sabzathul supported her in some way.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there was some sort of usurping in Sabzathul as well, as evident by this.
I don't know that we know that. The realm very well could. The realm that they were serving could be something entirely different.
I'll seek out another general. Fuck it, we'll do another Speak with Dead.
Okay, are you looking for anything different this time? Or the same again?
Someone in power. I think military again, but if we can find like a priest, maybe. Or...
military priest? What are these things?
Maybe.
Are there any nobles?
There are a couple, yeah.
Have better... Yeah, I mean, ultimately up to Larea, but
I'd say without even needing to roll, Ku, you definitely can just again because you have a very bureaucratic background. There are some people who are like, there's way too much fancy. Like that's like you look at one body and you're like that serves no purpose. That's just to have it. Like there's some weird shoulder thing garment. Yeah, there's definitely some nobles sort of scattered around.
And sorry, do all of the bodies look like they've been dead about 10 years, or just that last one we were talking to?
So no, the one you spoke to, his clothing and the way it's been like eaten away and like torn and things like that, you would guess maybe roughly about that time. But there are some newer bodies in this vast expanse of dead people.
Are there also older bodies?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a sense of,
it looks it looks a portion like some sort of dumping ground that they are just.
Yeah. Well, we'll choose another. Well, not another. We'll choose a noble this time.
Okay. And the age of the death. Are you going for older or younger?
I'm not as clever as the boys, I will say. I'm not sure what the right answer is to that.
Ku will speak up and maybe we look for around the same time or later in time. Earlier, we might just...
Yeah.
Later, we'll know that they would have experienced whatever the last one did.
Yeah. I'll pick the corpse that Ku points out.
Okay. Let me see. Can you roll me a d6 and this will be a luck check, so you want anything but a 1.
That's a big ask, considering how I've been rolling today. 4.
Okay, that's still pretty good. Okay. As that body sort of breathes itself to life, what is your first question?
Who or what killed you?
Okay. Who or what killed you? Magisters. They stopped us on the road.
Okay. What does the realm refer to?
Ooh. Let's decide which noble this is. You can see that they are, like, distinctly trying to figure out what it is. There were talks of a Subsathulian empire. I would guess that is what they are referring to.
I'll just look around confused. Do we have any idea if this was not called Subsathul back in the day?
Do I have any idea?
It has always been called Subsathul.
Has it always been referred to as an empire, though?
No. No. It's, at the moment, it's a... I've got to find the right word for it. It is considered a majorcratic council. So it's a majorcratic society, so it's led by a council. It's never been...
So an empire would assume one ruler, right? If I have my terms correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Either, a dictator or a king, queen, or...
Of some kind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I will expand on it. Empire usually means more than one kingdom, in the sense that they will conquer lands in order to construct an empire.
Okay. Why were you killed?
They asked if any of among us could use magic, separated, tested us. Once they confirmed it, we were killed.
Who led the magistrates?
Someone new, an outsider. Intelligent. Beautiful.
And obviously I've meta knowledge. Can I infer he means Mirabelle, or should I press on?
That's not, I don't think that's too much metaing, because you have met her. You've seen her issue orders to magistrates. She is beautiful. Yeah, I don't think that's meta at all. That's a pretty good connection. Yeah, exactly. Who is this person?
Did I miss the fact that Mirabelle looks like Sabrina Carpenter?
Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah,
you did.
you
It was
weren't
one of
there.
the... Yeah.
It was while I was swimming through the ocean and asleep on the rocks. Gotcha.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever said that she looks like, but it was definitely
No.
in the one shot. It was like you
Yes.
said that she looks like, so she's like
Yes.
curvy but petite, long blonde hair, and I was like, oh, so like Sabrina Carpenter, yeah.
Yes. So
Okay.
this was all the one shot that you weren't
Yes.
present for, that
Gotcha.
Mirabelle was
Yeah.
formed, and now she's a baddie.
Now
Gotcha,
she
okay.
is a baddie.
She's a baddie.
In every sense
Period.
of the word.
No crumbs. Yeah, I mean, I hate that I hate her, because I also love her, but it's like she and Ray are not friends currently. They could be,
Okay.
but either way. Okay, so I'm not going to press on that further. So I asked, what's the realm? Who killed you? Why were you killed? Who led the magistrates? I have one question left. I'm a terrible investigator.
Could I ask where they were killed? Is this Is this a mass graveyard or is this a mass execution?
Yeah, I'll
Place.
ask that. Well, he said on the road. Where? Well, I'll just ask it. Where were you killed? Because I probably don't have any better.
Ooh. I don't know, but it was somewhere underground.
Oh.
We were
Okay.
drugged, taken. There was some form of altar.
They sacrificed to the Lord Torment.
Hmm.
Wait,
They
about this time I'm gonna be like, All-Star, are you here?
I would say almost like cartoon style. You see like a little like sparkle of pink glitter, and he's just like, yes.
Can you tell me if you took these guys as souls or if they were given to you?
I have to make the point that I am not him. I'm just a fragment of, but regardless. I believe we did receive some of these. You can see like he's looking over them. Some of these plebs. Yes.
They were sacrificed to the Lord of Torment. I say out loud.
Yeah, tracks.
Cool.
Cool.
And I just give him a high five.
Drinks.
Yes.
Me, just with my ever-growing concern, seeing Geo high five air after saying, "Oh yeah, they were sacrificed to Lord of Torment." Big ups. I'm like, oh my god.
I completely forgot that. I completely forgot that you were said yes to that deal. So he will give you information if you ask it.
I know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do a quick Hail Mary or whoever's name to Ashir when I see that and be like, all right, or whatever version of Mary would be in this universe, and I'll be like, okay, let's head on.
Yeah, I think we kind of. Did we ask all the questions? Right? Do we have any questions left?
No, that was the last one.
Right.
Yeah, that was
Cool.
the last one.
I'm gonna
Great.
use my. Where the fuck is it? I have that esoteric right thing, so I get a pack slot back. Where the fuck is it? I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna get a spell slot back. I just need to find where I can
No worries.
mark it off in my score
Yeah.
sheet.
I think
character
it's
sheet.
well, I think this tells us a lot about the Exillian government and what we're walking into and why it's probably pretty important we hide this mirror before we go into the capital.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I think we should leave this mass grave as soon as possible.
I'm gonna take a Magister's cloak before we leave, the nicest one that I can find that would fit me.
Okay.
I think my getting a spell slot back was a 2024 thing because I no longer have it.
Don't you
Have-
get your stuff back on a short rest?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Haven't at some point we picked up a Rod of the Pack Keeper?
No, I have a Pearl of Power, so I can use that as well. So I'm going to do that. But I had a feature where I could like focus for like 5 minutes and get a pack slot back. And because I had generated my character as a 2024 warlock as opposed to a 5e patron warlock, I had to respec it. And now I'm just like moving in the dark of what can I do now? Because there was a lot of changes in my character sheet.
D&D Beyond also sometimes doesn't filter out 2024 content from
No.
5e content, so you have to look at every source for things because it also won't mark it will mark like if you click on something,
Yeah.
but it'll say like legacy for 5e,
5e. Yeah.
and then it won't say anything if it's like an extra source book or 2024 or 5.5.
I also
So.
just made the mistake of clicking the 24 Warlock instead of the 5e Warlock, which is way down on the list. That's the mistake I made when I made Loretta. Which makes her super different from a 5e version.
I prefer
I'll
the
just use my
2024,
pearl.
but we are still using 2014, so
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna use my Pearl of Power. I'm gonna use its charge to regain 1 expanded spell slot, and I'll just cry that I can't do my right anymore and get a second one back.
okay.
And pray to a share and cuss him out for making me go through these things. Like, how dare you? Fuck you. I hate this place. I hate that pink bitch. I hate that I have so little spell slots. I'm just gonna be grumpy praying. That's it.
I make the sign of Zephyrix over this mass grave, and Druidcraft, because it's cantrips, desert plants over them.
Okay.
So it's not random like non-desert plants, but desert plants. And shoot Zephyrix a little prayer.
As you're doing that, Bellini, you spot something unnatural along the horizon. It's very clean edge. It's a line that's a little too straight to be natural. Maybe some form of structure, you would guess.
I point it out to the crew and I go, possible building. Laura, you want to send the bird up?
Yes. Bird. No, I don't refer to him as Bird. Morrow, please.
I think
please
if you referred to him as Bird, he would not do as you asked.
He will peck my eyes out. He's a dick. No. I'll be sweet little Morrow. Please, could you go up and look for us?
Okay. As he takes flight, can you make me perception using his stats?
Yes, let me double check Raven. Stat block, 5e. And I did figure out through Google that Esoteric Rite is indeed a 24 feature.
Can Morrow carry? Is Morrow big enough to carry Sakdal F?
He's a tiny beast.
No, they're about the same size.
Okay.
He would struggle, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Wouldn't it just be
14.
Cool to see Sakdal F fly out of the sky. Just
okay. With the 14, you can see once again with this sort of movement of storm recently, that the sand has been uncovered in. There is some form of stone structure you can see sort of sticking out. With a 14, he can also let you know that he does not see any other creatures in the near vicinity other than the sort of mass of corpses that you're currently standing next to. He does let you know that on the horizon he can see more of these weird looking objects sticking out of the sand that he would guess are more corpses, but he definitely doesn't see anything that he would consider dangerous.
Okay.
Honestly. Okay. What would we like to do? Sick.
Well, I did learn good news because I was looking at character sheets. I can turn into a draft horse if one of our horses die, and just pull the wagon.
Hell yeah!
Oh, nice.
So you can be a draft horse, and then I can be the other horse, but still be a hippo.
Yeah. I think the draft horse has higher strength than Bellini does. The answer is by a lot. By 10 points. Holy shit.
It's horses are cool, man.
Yeah.
Sorry to derail this. Fun fact: I have a new DM screen and it has basic stats. And on Warhorse, it mentions it has a flying speed, which is not true. It's a misprint. But we were during our own game, and like, why does the Warhorse have a flying speed of 30 feet?
Because it believes it can. It's like a fairy.
It was very.
I can also
anyway.
turn into one of those.
But no, it does not have a flying speed, is the answer. It was just a misprint.
It does if it runs hard enough and does a little jump.
No, I don't think that's how flying works.
Oh,
no, I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure warhorses can't fly.
I don't think so.
Either way, sorry. Just had to think of that.
But yeah, that's what you get from
I'm down to
Lauren.
head towards this building. And then can we also pause as we approach this building so that I can grab water?
Yeah, we can do a bio.
We've been playing for like 2 hours, so
2 hours. Yes. All right, we will go to a quick break and we will bring it up with you guys exploring whatever this place might be.
Cool.
Find me a place among my brethren, the pines, the bees, the frost. I cannot stay where nature's embrace is lost. Find me where canoe nose makes his revelry. Where the horned one sleeps. Down by riverside resting, no one but me. Leave behind your troubles and your worries. Set your soul on fire and dance among the trees. Oh, find me where canoe nose makes his revelry. Ooh, where the horned one sleeps. Deep in woodlands running, no one but me. Wake up, breathed in ivy, bathed in the light of the moon. Through the canopy I see the light of the stars shining through. Down by shoreside seas, no one but me. Find me where canoe nose makes his revelry. Where the horned one sleeps. me a blade of the strongest steel, that when I strike my enemies, their wounds may never heal. Blacksmith, blacksmith of your blade, legends there shall rise, for the blade that you will forge for me will deliver us from the night, the night. Oh. Strike, turn, hammer and burn, the bellows teach and the fires burn. Iron, oil, temper and toil, the forge ain't hot if your blood don't boil. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade to slay that evil heel, a sword that gleams like diamonds that can make the darkness kneel. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade of the strongest steel, that when I strike my enemies, their wounds may never heal. Blacksmith, blacksmith of your blade, legends there shall rise, for the blade that you will forge for me will deliver us from the night, the night. Hear that anvil ring, echo song of the hammer swing. Shape, grind, polish and shine, the world ain't ready for work so fine. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade, for to purge the blight, which creeps upon this world we love to take from us the light. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade of the strongest steel, that when I strike my enemies, their wounds may never heal. Blacksmith, blacksmith of your blade, legends there shall rise, for the blade that you will forge for me will deliver us from the night. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade of the strongest steel, that when I strike my enemies, their wounds may never heal. Blacksmith, blacksmith of your blade, legends there shall rise, for the blade that you will forge for me will deliver us from the night, the night. Killers, thieves, thick of skin, till your ruthless trial begins. Let the judge's word sink in, a lifetime on the Isle of Sin. Hey, 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 welcome to the Isle of Sin.
Jagged rock, sea slick caves, no way out but the 10-foot waves. You'll cry out to be saved, no reprieve for the criminal slave. Hey, 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 welcome to the Isle of Sin.
Cursed stone, blessed orb, swing your pick till you hit the floor. Break your filthy back some more, until you strike the mithril score. Hey, 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 welcome to the Isle of Sin.
With your life, pay your dues, work or die, it's yours to choose. You've got nothing left to lose, the sharks await should you
Her soul and mine, they're one and the same. Split one in twain, and we both feel the pain. The sins of one father unread in our veins. Through darkness and hunger she remained, but her heart no more beats in tandem with mine. And I'm waiting for the wink and the witty one-liner, for her to say she got me and hit me with a smile. But the hole in my chest says I'll be waiting for a while. Be a boatman, your reaper, I'll be yours, but you can't keep her. Lay me down on a bed of raven's feathers. Dear sister, swear to me you'll stay close, never out of reach. Oh, do not go far from me until I'm gone. Mantle of death, black feathered crown, lift up this body asleep on the ground. A soul for a soul, let mine be laid down in this tomb I wish had never been found. You were a champion, I want her back. So I'll be your boatman, your reaper. I'll be yours, but you can't keep her. Lay me down on a bed of raven's feathers. Dear sister, swear.
Okay. As you guys, obviously Mora giving you the information that everything is okay. Having left this mass grave with maybe more questions than actually answers, you head towards what appears, and the closer you get, you realize it seems to be some form of ruin of some kind, partially buried within the shifting sands of this location. You can now tell now that you're closer, that the part that Bellini could see was a portion of a very large square doorway. Moving on from there, you can see an upper dome of very simple stone, it looks like, and through the doorway you can see very sort of a stairwell that descending into the dark. It looks, you don't see any footprints, any disturbed sound, even without like looking around and rolling. There's no sense of disturbed sand by any creature or person. The structure itself looks pretty well preserved. Like, you don't see too much in terms of like broken things or things falling apart. It looks in pretty good condition given where it is. What would we like to do as you sort of cautiously approach this structure?
So knowing it's a ruin, like, can we get an idea of how old of a ruin?
I wouldn't say you would know. I would say you recognize that this is a building that stood here for a very long time. I wouldn't say you know the exact, because you are not native to this land. You don't know the exact sort of date, but it's definitely been here longer, perhaps, than the age
Like
that we're currently in.
So like hundreds or thousands of years.
Yeah,
that was
around
more
there.
where I was getting
Yeah,
at.
yeah, absolutely.
And does it look like there's been any upkeep? Does anything look kind of new?
No. And if you want, can you please make me a history or religion check? Coup specifically.
Oof. It's a nat 1 for a 2.
critical fail. No. There's nothing else you get from it. I will say you don't see anything new. That's what I'll say. I can confirm it definitely existed during the Age of Ancients, which is the previous era from the one that we're in right now. But on a crit fail, no, absolutely not.
That's fair.
We have a rough map of the land, right?
Rough, yeah.
And we're on the arid highway. Okay, so Ashrafal Numis is in
the crater, yes.
and we are we on the north or south side of the arid highway?
You are a couple of days away from the capital, so you're on the southern side of the arid highway.
Yeah, so like, are we? If I'm looking at the map that is pinned in the Discord chat, are we on the north side by like where it says Sapsasul, like those cliffs, or are we on the southern side where it's kind of open desert?
We are on the northern side. Yeah. So there's the arid highway, which is the top road, and then the arid gateway, which is the bottom road. And you guys are on the highway, which is the top one.
Gotcha. And we're on the north towards those cliffs. Gotcha.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Is this is this ruin significantly off the highway, or is it like?
No, it only took you maybe 10 minutes to walk from the road. So this might have been a place that people visited from the road.
Got it.
I think I'm gonna cast Summon Undead and and summon a ghostly spirit to act sort of as, well, an extra pair of eyes. They have some perception, but mostly to send him forward, and it can move through solid objects as it is a ghostly spirit.
Very cool.
So some extra eyes, some extra feet to trigger traps, etc.
What form does this apparition take? What does it look like?
So it's going to be classic ghost in the sense that it's like a sort of teal-ish, glowing, smoky, translucent figure. Looks very, I don't know, sort of tormented, with like an elongated jaw that is sort of slacked, and you hear like this really unnerving sort of gaspy breath out of it every second, and sort of silent whispers surrounding it. It's I mean, Loraya is totally chill with it, but it's very unnerving to be around. It's awful, actually.
Do you think Loraya would be petty enough that it would be someone that she's met, or do you think it would just be anything random that she's conjured from the depths?
No, I don't think Loraya is actually that petty of a person. No, I think this is just a random person.
Okay. As you conjure that spirit, I'd say for you guys it is slightly unnerving, but it's Loraya and she's creepy, so
Yeah.
But yeah, the simple command I give it, and it might change in the moment, is to go ahead of us. And I'll relay that to the group as well. Like, if we need to look around a corner, I can send it through the wall, essentially, is the plan.
Okay. How do you communicate with it?
Through verbal commands. And it understands the languages I speak. So for flavor, I can talk to it in Celestial, but it will also understand Common. But for flavor, I'll speak to it in Celestial. That's probably cool.
Okay, so it can't communicate back to you. That's fine.
No, it has languages. Okay, the wording is a little... Languages understands the languages you speak. It doesn't say it can't speak. So that is up to you, I suppose.
I took that because it has an intelligence of 4. Which
fair
means
enough.
that it is so I don't think it's about the same as a horse. So
Cool.
yeah. So it will understand your commands and stuff. But that's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm
And you
sure
sort of
if it
send
takes
out.
damage, it will gasp. So we'll
Yeah,
know.
it will
regardless.
make some noise, don't worry.
Or it just won't come back around the corner.
Or it just won't come back. Yeah.
That will also be that'll be a good hint.
Yes.
Or it just
Like,
gets
okay,
lost.
maybe skip that whole
It comes
way.
back and you're like, we thought you were dead. It's like, oh.
Well, he is. So
I would say as you sort of send it out and you watch it descend through parts of this structure, there is no sign of any sort of hostility. I'll say that. So it does seem safe.
okay.
Do you want to pick someone to make an Arcana check as you sort of tentatively go towards the doorway?
Oh, Bellini.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
I thought he was muted then. I was like,
That's a 14.
ooh, meets a beat it. You can feel an ambient flow of magic, and it feels much like the markers along the road, and you would guess maybe it stabilizes its environment to stop anything negative affecting it. So even the storm wouldn't have damaged any part of the stonework or anything like that. It just uncovered the sand that was covering it.
Yeah, this has the same magic the markers have on it, so it's like kind of a protection magic. So supposedly we're safe from outer elements like the sandstorm, but it also means the building's preserved, so we shouldn't have to worry about like it crumbling, but we still have to worry about traps. So
Okay.
yeah.
I take it we are venturing inwards.
Yeah, I pull all my stuff out, so I'm not going in empty-handed.
Okay.
Is it dark in here?
It is dark. Yes.
Would y'all like dark vision?
Yes, please.
I have a lantern. You don't need to cast it on me.
Okay.
I'll pull out my bullseye lantern.
You have 60 feet of dark vision for 8 hours, Gio.
Sweet. Gio's freaking out because he can see in the dark. He's like, is this how you guys see normally?
Well,
Yeah,
I can
cool,
see
right?
invisible things, so
Okay.
yeah, it pretty cool.
As you walk down the initial stairway, the first sort of area that you enter into is a beautiful hall with the typical sort of columns. I'd say on this, despite your critical fail, Ku, it does sort of reinforce the architecture reinforces that this is definitely from the Age of Ancients. It's very elegant in how elaborate it is. So it's not overly ostentatious. It's nice and simple. And I'd say for you, Bellini, walking into there has a very much religious feel to it. You get a feeling like this might have once been some place to worship.
Do I see any iconography?
Please make me your perception roll.
That is a 24 because I have advantage because of my cloak.
Mhm. Yes.
I also see through any visual illusions. And any creatures or objects transformed by magic. I see their true forms.
Okay.
And if
There
there's
are no
anything on the
creatures.
ethereal plane, I can also see that apparently, because True Sight is kind of busted.
You do not see. No, you don't see anything other than the sort of surrounding structures. There's a lot of pale, smooth stone. You can see 26. That's like everything. You can see carvings all along the wall that look a lot like the flow of water, but there's symbols and runic iconography that follow that path. You can see hundreds of names have been etched into the stone, sort of following that path. They seem to be carved with a great deal of care. There's no titles to them, they are just names. I would say you see a lot of, in terms of iconography, you see a lot of statues of warriors. They aren't too big, they're about 6 foot tall, and they all have crescent moons on their armor, and they're all wearing a half mask, sort of covering the good portion of their helm. And I'd say it's not you, Bellini, that recognizes this, it's Ku, because all of the symbolism lines up with everything you know about a woman named Varenthia, who is the Shadowbinder. There is a lot of pictures of open tomes with light sort of radiating from them. There's a lot of there's a lot of symbolism that you recognize, that this might have been a temple to the goddess of knowledge.
I'll share that with the group. And I'll do a quick little prayer to her.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to roll me a percentile dice, please, Q?
$35.
Jesus. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay. As you're sort of walking along this first room, is there anything else you guys are doing other than having a little gaze around at stuff?
I'll
Trying not to
keep
touch
an
anything.
eye. Yeah, I'll keep an eye open for like a place we could stash the box with the
Okay.
mirror in it.
Yeah. Good idea. Anyone else?
Yeah, you had said something.
Oh, I'm just trying not to touch anything.
Yeah. I summon F. So he also
Okay.
he illuminates the room to an extent, but also is just kind of floating above me.
Can you also roll a percentile dice for me?
Yeah. 100% out of there. 98.
You feel, as you summon F, you feel something tries to contain the magic and stop him from erupting. You succeeding on that sort of force of will, he does ignite and illuminate the room, but you do realize that something had tried to stop him from being conjured.
Rude.
Yeah, I apologize to Varenthia, and sorry, didn't realize he wasn't wanted here, but he is here. I apologize. Yeah, and he just kind of floats and follows us.
Okay. Who would be the... Larea, can you make me an Arcana check? And we'll use your Charisma. So a D20
That's a nat
plus
20.
4. Oh, okay. Well, doesn't matter then.
For
The
20.
carvings, these sort of flowing lines with the iconography, there were times in sort of the early deal that you made with Ashir where he explained some portion of how to cast magic and how to access his power and things like that. He referred to it as something called the weave. The others know that's often called something named the Weirdbind, and it's very much an interlocking network of access to energy. Clerics get it channeled through the divine to them, the same as warlocks get it channeled through their respective entities. Druids often access it through nature and the past like that, and wizards actively learn ways to sort of unlock the doors to conjure. The carvings are often the iconography of the flow of the Weirdbind, and you can see the portion where the names are written is the depiction for the veil where people pass on. With that nat 20, you can tell that the carvings themselves are also symbolism for a spell that is currently active in this temple. You can tell that there is magical energy being distributed evenly throughout all parts of this structure. It's passive, so it will continue regardless of any external condition. And essentially it's designed to protect this space, and that might be the reason why Eth was not allowed to be, or tried to not allowed to be conjured, is any hostile action.
Okay. So it's sort of like, so earlier it was a matron of shadow binders, did you say?
Yes.
So it's like a place of rest, this.
It's a place of knowledge and sanctuary.
Okay. Wait, but there was also passing the veil. I'm a little bit confused, sorry.
So it's typically just depicting what happens when you die. So those names might have been people that passed away and they wrote them in respect to.
Okay. Check. Okay. I relay that info to the group.
Okay. As you can see that this first hall, this first room, there is a door at the other side, and now seeing everything that you have, you sort of curiously make your way into the next room, and you can see that the names that have been carved continue into this very rectangular chamber. It's about 40 feet long, and its walls, floor, and ceiling are all carved with inscriptions. There's no statues, there's no sort of central point, there are just hundreds of names carved everywhere. Further on from that, you can, with all of you being able to see with Eth helping and the dark vision and such, you can see another room that has a sort of central round pool that still has water in it. It's perfectly flat and sort of reflects a depiction of a hooded figure with a book that is carved on the ceiling.
The hooded figure with the book, do we recognize it as the lady? Sorry, I keep forgetting her name.
Varenthia.
Ferenthia.
Yeah. Ku does. Ku will recognize it. Yeah.
I'll point it out.
Anything else?
Yeah, I'd like a glance over the room in general, I suppose, if I see anything of note.
Can I tell what this room was for?
The room with the names or the room with the pool? Because you can explore either way.
Let's go with the room with the pool. That
Okay.
seems more ominous.
Yeah, as you sort of make your way on from there, as you step into that room, the air in here is perfectly still. Even you moving, it doesn't sort of ripple any part of the water of this pool in the middle. Can you make me either a religion or arcana as you walk in?
Big 5.
Maybe contemplation of some kind. It's like a perfect balance. Like, you feel peaceful in here. I wouldn't say you know what is happening because you're not too familiar with how that magic works, but yeah, there seems some sort of maybe contemplation.
Maybe it was a bathhouse. And I get excited.
I stick my finger in the pool.
Okay. Make me roll me a d6, please.
3.
Ooh, I've just realized something.
Uh-oh.
Is it a good realization or a bad realization for us?
It's bad. I'd say at first, as you sort of stick your finger in, sort of just like testing the water, you feel like a cool sensation that spreads from your fingertip up your arm. You feel a sudden like quieting. Your mind stops. Alistair disappears. There is a like perfect calm, and you feel a connection to the something beyond you. And just as that sort of perfect calm is washing over you and you feel so relaxed, the pool begins to vibrate and all the water and droplets begin to move. You watch as Alistair reappears and there is a soft smile on his face. Black veins begin to pour from your arm down into the pool, and the pool begins to turn like a sickly green color. Would anyone else like to do something while this is happening?
Yes, I'd like to pull his hand out of the pool.
Okay.
Like, it's not a bathhouse. Never mind. Never said that.
Geo, can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
8.
Okay. Lorea, can you please roll me athletics? And this is to try and pull him away, because he is not going to.
Oh, I only have a -1 on that, so that'll give me an 8.
Yeah, you try and pull, and Geo, you're just like stood still. You feel your hand is frozen in place. It will not move. Ku, are you doing anything?
I'm backing away.
Okay.
I would like to not be within hammer distance of Geo.
Can I mold earth the edge of the pool to force his hand up? Is it stone?
Great question. It is stone. Let me double check.
Because if I can, I would like to fully Toff Bei Fung, like just raise the stone and force his hand out.
Can you make me an insight roll just before you do that?
Am I going to be charmed or frightened at all?
No, because it is not a spell that's affecting you at the moment.
I don't know if my facial expression was enough of an indication, but it's a 4.
Okay. Yes, on a 4 you may use that spell if you want to.
Cool, I will. I'm sure
Can I
it's gonna be
stop
fine.
her and just have Eth grab Geo and teleport him 5 feet backwards?
Clever, very clever. Yeah, you watch as Lorea goes to cast that spell. Bellini, you shoving your hand over her. Eth pulls you, Geo. The experience you were having is as you touch the pool, you found all of your surroundings darken back to that sort of inky blackness, and the water below you reflecting like a cool starlight above. You were kneeling, hammer in hand. You could feel sort of the chains rising up around you. And as Eth teleports you, you feel them burn and fall as you reawaken in like a good 10 feet away from the pool. The water begins to slow down that high vibration, and the sort of green energy that was spilling out begins to sort of retract itself back in. It's at that point, Ku, I think, because you're the only one that sort of backed away, you sort of noticed that the entire chamber itself was also vibrating with this magic. It definitely would not have been a good idea to let him continue, which was a good catch from the other two. But another one, which Bellini called on to, was if you were to desecrate the pool by raising the stone, then it would have done something as well. I will say at that point you noticed that the sort of iconography of that masked figure had begun to crack, and like thin lines spread across the surface, almost like when you crack glass, and as the pool begins to settle, it begins to sort of repurpose itself back into stone. That is, you guys are safe as that peaceful calm relays back over all of you.
Now
Do
that
I-
Geo's hand or finger or whatever isn't in the pool anymore, is it still like that sickly green, or has it gone back to just normal
So it's
water?
beginning to sort of like fade back to this. It just looks like water. It was definitely his touch that corrupted it for sure.
Considering the effect, would I have any inkling on whether or not anyone would have caused that reaction, or if Mr. Lord of Torment Champion is the one that caused this?
Make me either Arcana or Religion.
I'll go for religion. No, it
I
doesn't
already know
matter.
it's the Lord of Torment.
18.
There are. I'd say that the way that the pool is arranged is at it's slightly elevated, and it's at a height that if you were kneeling, you would be able to sort of place your hands in the pool. So it is designed to be touched in some way. The specific reaction you would guess is definitely because of his deal that he, or whatever, because I'm not sure if he's told you guys. Whatever's happening with him and Dreadfall, for sure.
Okay.
I would say Ku and Bellini know enough about the gods themselves, although they don't really intervene anymore, that Varenthia is known as a gilded soul and is in direct conflict with the Dread Pact, which is who the Lord of Torment serves. Or is part of. He doesn't really serve anyone.
I'll let the others kind of do whatever while I wait for the water to clear up, and just kneel and wash like my face, my hands, in sort of a ritualistic fashion.
Okay. Can you roll me a d6?
Yeah. That is a 4.
Okay. On a 4, describe to me a very like happy memory of Ku and Haskell together that maybe Ku has forgotten about or hasn't thought about in a long time, as this activates an opening to knowledge that you may have lost.
Yeah, I think it's shortly before he was attacked. Just the last time they had a very simple meal together, catching up.
Okay, yeah, beautiful, like a hearth open in the room, you guys laughing, talking, maybe drinking a little, a lot of smiles on faces and laughter, and as you sort of finish washing and open your eyes, you are gifted back that vision. And I would say, because you are a disciple in a sense, as you sort of lift your head up, part of the wall, you hear a grinding of stone as the iconography of swirls that had congealed into sort of a spiral move and turn and open a door.
I will go through the door.
Does
I'll
anyone
send
else
the
want to do
spirit.
something? Okay.
I'll follow
Just
Ku,
holding
but I'll
my
send the
finger.
spirit to sort of catch up and go further before to catch any
Okay.
weird stuff.
Yeah, once I
Billy?
like clock the spirit, I'll let it go before me.
I keep an eye on Geo as I like bring him. I was like, I'll stand within hammer range, I guess. Eth on his like Eth also behind us to either teleport me away or him away if he tries to swing at one of us.
I can just leave the hammer behind.
No, because in case we have to fight something, I'd rather you have it. But
I still have a black iron longsword that does basically the same thing.
I feel like I'd rather you have the hammer, Geo, than
Yeah.
someone else come around and take the hammer.
That's
yeah.
Okay.
I feel we're good geo handlers. I don't know about whoever
Yeah.
picks up the hammer after you.
I
I
just know
also
people
don't wanna
can't touch
know-
the hammer.
I also don't really want to know what would happen if you put the hammer down in this place.
Yeah.
That feels
Yeah.
like a...
I want to know what
Yeah.
happens. Anyway,
Oh, sure you do.
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
no.
As you guys move through this sort of hidden door, there is a spiral staircase of stone, and I would say that you notice that the spiral is the wrong way round, in the sense that most spiral staircases are made so that you can run up them whilst also holding a weapon. This one is the wrong way round. So you would guess that it's not built for any form of fortress or combat.
Or lefties.
Or it's built for lefties, but percentage-wise. As you enter the first chamber, you can see carvings of individuals in extreme moments of emotion. There's a person sort of collapsed in grief. There's a warrior sort of mid-roar. There's a figure kneeling very much in devotion with their hands up, and a body that's contorted in fear, and a couple more. Can I have? We'll pick Kuz. This is your god. Can you make me either Arcana or History, and you will have advantage.
Big 11.
Okay. So you're not doing great today. You can tell that this hall maybe contains, given that this is a temple of knowledge, these are maybe recorded states of emotional resonance in some way. There's an idea called convergence, which are conditions for ritual magic to be cast, and sort of the more calm you are whilst casting the ritual means the greater the spell. And on the opposite side, if you were to enter a state of extreme emotion, such as rage, sometimes can act as an amplifier as well. So the Sanctum, this part of it, is teaching that the power doesn't come from just having the magic alone. It has to come from what fuels you as a person. You would guess that maybe this hall is some form of teaching that they would have gifted to their disciples. As you are walking through this hall, can I have everyone roll me a wisdom save, please?
Ruh-roh.
Oh. Oh, I'm right there with you. I also rolled a nat one.
Okay.
I got a
Yeah,
17.
I got a big 3.
I got a big 7, but I also rolled a nat 1. So
How is there 3 nat ones in this?
Okay, so Bellini, Lorea, and Ku, can you all roll me a d6, please?
Oh, now I can roll high. That's a 5.
Okay.
Gloria.
3.
I got a 2.
Okay. Bellini,
Yeah.
gift unto me a memory of you at your most rageful.
I think it's when Lucky got murdered. I think it is like truly a moment where we see Bellini. Not that Bellini didn't have like a hard life, like Bellini didn't have that hard of a life. He like lived with his family, they worked together, but it is definitely one of those moments where like Bellini did not have control, or one of the first experiences of a lack of control, and it kind of fueled Bellini.
Okay, you were going to take 11 points of psychic damage.
Cool.
But you feel, as you experience that memory in real time, it's almost like a hallucination of you looking at his body and seeing the sort of blood and feeling that rage. As you exit, you feel the rage fades, and it's almost like you never felt it.
Do I remember the memory?
You remember the memory, but the emotion tied to it is gone.
Okay.
Lorea, you rolled a 3, right?
3. Yes.
Very nice. You, at first, feel like it might be a shear interrupting this to make sure. You're sort of knelt in this field of grass with the flowers, and you can see him standing above you. And you remember it's actually when one of the times when you first met, and he's teaching you all of these new things and asking for your devotion. What sort of memory of devotion to a shear do you find yourself in?
In that first moment, it was devotion of convenience. So I'll be sort of indifferent to Ashir as a being. I see an opportunity to rise out of poverty and living on the street, and I say, yeah, whatever you want, I'm fine as long as we can make this deal.
Okay. Can you roll me another d6?
A 1.
I think as you come out of this, it's the indifference to him. And I think you find yourself more along the idea of helping him rise in his power. The sort of indifference of, I'll do this so you help me, begins to fade in a sense, but it's only from that specific memory of your choice to be, I'll do this just because it helps me. You lose a part of that, which actually helps me in a way.
I mean, I think she's lost it.
Yeah, you're going to take 8 points.
I don't know if it's relevant to this moment, but she's lost that indifference a long time ago. Like, she is now fully...
I mean, that's fine, yeah. We're talking about the emotion tied to the memory of that instance. Ku, what did you roll?
It's a great question. I don't remember.
I don't remember
either. 5.
A 5. Oh, no, this is so sad. What is a moment of extreme joy for Ku? Come on, we're gonna make this boy even more edgy. Let's go.
Yeah. I think, like, when he was last promoted at his, like, bureaucracy job, because it felt like he was finally moving up in the world, finally starting to make it. He had a small celebration with his family, and that was probably the last time, like, he, his brother, and his sister were all together.
Okay. You feel that sort of pride and joy in raising yourself to that standard. Just when you think about it, it's not really joy, it's just kind of sad. But it's in the past. So you you all feel like staying in this room might be a little too much, and the space open further on from here, you can see it mirrors the steel pool in the room before. There's like a stone basin that's a little cracked and empty, and above it, carved to the ceiling, is a spiraling sigil of lines drawing inward to a very singular point, which is a hand, an open palm. You notice that there are carvings on the floor of rings in the room. There is a central ring with what appears to look like almost like a planet in orbit. There is a certain circle in that ring where you might stand. And then on the outer rings, there are multiple of them where more people might stand. If anyone wants to, they can roll me an Arcana check.
Would like to.
Did I take any damage?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Such a good
Why I
player.
bothered to roll?
Oh, you take 4 points of psychic damage.
Don't be so disappointed by that, you sadist.
I rolled a 2 and 2 1s. Bullshit.
I got a 2 on my Arcana check. I don't know.
I got an
shit.
18.
Okay. Anyone else?
No, I'm gonna roll another one, I'm pretty sure, so...
Yeah, I did roll a 1.
Yeah, I've been rolling ones all session, so...
Damn, man. This was really Ku's time to shine, and it's just not working out. Bellini, are we rolling at all?
I got a 19.
Okay. So Gio and Bellini, I say for you, Bellini, it looks like it would be some form of ritual. You would guess. It's definitely you can feel an ambient pour of energy, and I'd say for you, Gio, there is that sort of spark that you always activate for your different runes. Sort of resonates, and you feel from Dreadfall a need to stand in that central point. There is like a hunger, like that's where you should be.
So to clarify, I do see the ring, and I know that.
Oh, yeah, you see
it
everything.
looked
You're
like
just
you
not
would-
too sure of what it would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does look like a place someone would stand, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Even on my nat 1, I think Ku would walk into the circle. I don't know if Geo would shove him out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said before, there is an outer ring with multiple planet-looking circles, and then an inner ring with just one. And it would look like someone would stand there, and then multiple people would stand around him. Or her.
I would stand
There.
around Ku if he stands in the middle ring. But
Mhm.
also tell everyone being like, just so you know, Dreadfall really wants me to stand where Ku's standing.
So don't do that.
That's why I'm in
you
an
guys,
outer ring.
with you guys rolling so high on that Arcana check,
Yeah.
I'd say, so the DC was 18, so you both meet it.
Yeah.
For a little extra, is I think Bellini, you might have heard of things like this. They are convergence rituals. And it draws the magical potential from multiple individuals and condenses and transfers that potential into a central subject. I think, Bellini, as you sort of say that out loud, as you probably would, Ku, you recognize that in talks of Shadowbinders, this particular ritual was meant to be insular and kept for them only. It's knowledge that was outlawed eventually by not only a lot of casters of magic, but also certain gods in the Age of Ancients stated that this was never to be performed. And as such, the only place that you would still find places that you would be able to do this ritual is a domain of someone who has the knowledge of the arcane secrets, or Varenthia herself. So this is probably a lost temple to Varenthia in a time that those rituals were more common.
I'll say out loud, do you think the pink bitch found a way to harness this ritual with the magistrate's bullshittery?
I don't know if they know this is here.
Yeah,
Well, there could be other places.
I
Oh,
wouldn't
for
be
sure.
shocked if they found something about convergence, but I don't know that. This seemed like a fairly well hidden chamber.
As you say that, to elaborate, because you guys are sort of, as you enter the room, very drawn to, just of the way I described it, they're very drawn to sort of this central ritual thing. As you say that out loud and you're having another look around, and obviously Bellini's robes, you notice that all along one portion of the wall there is sort of holes for scrolls to be placed in. A good portion of that has a scorch mark all the way up one side of it, which definitely goes against the ambient magic of this structure. Some parts of whatever was left parchment have been rendered to ash or partially burned, and the other portion, there is nothing in them. So someone has definitely taken knowledge from this temple.
Well, that's not great news.
No. Definitely not. I don't like that.
Maybe it wasn't
I-
that crazy of a theory then at all.
Doubt that.
I
I
say
would
we
say-
should probably not stand in the circles.
I would say because of your background, Ku, you would guess that whilst it may not have been the pink bitch herself, Sabsathul is very sort of magic tech orientated. They're very, very much a culture of industry and knowledge. It might have been that when that order went out and things began to shut down, that people might have deliberately taken the knowledge from the temples and stored it elsewhere. So this might have happened during the Age of Ancients, and Sabsathul have recovered that knowledge from a different place. Much like many forms of government, sneaky bitches steal shit. So yes, very much someone has unlocked that potential. But my question is, as that knowledge goes out, are you still standing in the center?
Ku has not been rolling great. I don't think he moves.
Okay.
I don't think he puts 2 and 2 together to move.
In a somewhat panicked voice, you'll hear Lorraine be, maybe, Ku, sweetie, could you maybe leave the circle, please?
Gio,
if you
can you make
could-
me a Constitution save?
24.
Okay. You feel something trying to pull at your essence, and I will make it so that high of a roll, you actually hear Alistair in your head, sort of like tutting. He's like, no, I don't think so. And you all witness across parts of his chainmail, you can see larger sort of red chains block, and you see the silvery light coming from Gio's chest that would have poured into Ku doesn't go anywhere. It is just contained. And the hammer is glowing as it ever does. As the ritual fails. And I'd say, upon that, Ku, you do sort of like, oh shit, take a step out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Unless you want to try it again. You can if you want.
I think I am more making sure that Gio gets out of the circles,
Mhm.
and that through that I am leaving the center circle.
Sure, absolutely.
Gio will get out of the other circle after Ku gets out. And then he's gonna take one of the chains and then just like pull it off.
Very nice. From here, once again, you can see 2 doors. One on the opposite side of the room from where you entered, and one on the opposite side of where the scrolls were kept. It's up to your choice of where you want to move.
I think we should go get the box first and then bring it down here. Not place it in the circle, but before we go any further.
Does someone want to make an insight or an arcana?
I can make an insight check.
I'll do an insight.
I'll be there and look pretty.
Okay, well done.
There we go. That's a 24.
Amazing.
19 plus 6, 25.
What do I add
Amazing.
to my pretty roll?
Plus
Oh, it doesn't matter.
20.
It's a nat
At
20.
least 10.
It's a
I
nat
was gonna
20.
say at least 10.
Whilst it would be a good idea in principle, one thing you have seen the lens react to is ambient magic, of which the structure has a lot of. So yes, would be a safe place to put it if it didn't open strange hell portals whenever it was in contact with magic. Not a good idea, is my answer to that. Otherwise, if you guys had rolled low, I would have let you do it, and then we would have had another demon fight. So, woohoo! But yes, no, it would not be a good place to store it.
Noted.
Okay, fair enough.
Can we like
yeah.
see into the rooms that we
Yeah,
have the
there's
option
nothing
going
sort
into
of
further?
hidden in it. You see one room, a lot of the knowledge, quote unquote, that's stored here is in the carvings and the statues, in an effort, ironically, because the scrolls were stolen, in an effort to make sure that you wouldn't be able to steal the knowledge. You'd only have to remember it. One of the rooms you can see is it's the largest one you've seen so far, sort of the largest chamber. You can see more sort of statues and carvings of, it seems to be depictions of events of some kind. The other room, there is only one carving in it, which is a pyramid in the sort of center of the room. So it's up to
I
you.
would vote check out pyramid room because there's less there, and then check
Yeah,
out
okay.
room with all the
Sure.
bullshit.
Yes. Okay, so Ku leading the way. You walk into this chamber. You can see on the far end there is that massive singular carving of the pyramid. You can see that behind it on the wall there are more depictions of sort of this stream of energy flowing from distant points sort of into this pyramid, so that when you're standing at the front of the room, it looks like it's acting as a network for all of this energy to go into. If you want, someone can roll an Arcana check.
Should not be me.
18.
18. Yep, absolutely. The concept of this drawing is the sort of final evolution of convergence theory, which is a single location drawing magical potential from an entire region. You would guess that maybe the pyramid is the aspect that is drawing energy from the region to a focal point, which would mean that Astrafel Numis is the focal point for all of the magical energy in Sabzathul.
So this pyramid powers Astrafel Numis, or
No, so it's
Astrafel Numis is the central point that is drawing magic.
Yes, so this is just an example. It's giving you the example of the theory.
This pyramid is powering the temple.
Yes. Yes, on an 18, this pyramid is powering the temple.
We don't want to desecrate the temple. But if we disrupt the
Well,
flow of
you
magic, then we could. Yes. I don't.
Well, I would
That's a
love
very good-
to, if
There's a very good point, actually. I would say, yeah, right, Gio, you do feel an urge to destroy that pyramid. I don't say that it's overwhelming or too strong, but there is like that sort of, you know where it comes from. There is an underlying sort of like, this would benefit.
Gio wants to smash the pyramid.
No, Gio.
No.
No. But yes, whilst this pyramid is powering the temple, it is also giving you the information that Astrafel Numis is the focal point for Sabzathul. Along the right-hand side wall, you see the depiction of some form of event. 6 different squares, essentially showing a shooting star hitting the surface of a landscape. The next one is what appears to be a very large sort of floating orb of rock in a crater. And then the next 3 is people recovering that rock and then building a pyramid. And you would guess that this is how they built Astrafel Numis, in the crater of a fallen star. Sorry, I just looked at the Discord chat.
Cool. I think
that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
how ambient is the magic around this temple? Like, if we were to bury the mirror outside, do we have to worry about it activating?
Only inside the structure.
Okay. I think, like, we have learned what powers the city and, like, how magic works in the area. Yeah. Bellini is all for, like, letting the temple be and us burying the mirror outside of this temple.
That's what
Maria
you
agrees.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as she likes to cause chaos just because, I think she does not think desecrating this temple would be a good idea, even if it is fun. So.
Yeah. I'm all for just I'm all for, like, leaving, like, gathering the knowledge we've gotten, and leaving and burying the mirror outside of the building, because we can use the building as our marker, and that way we won't have to worry if somebody else finds this. We have an idea of where to go.
Yeah.
Gio's gonna ask the party, can I smash Big Pyramid? Not this one, but Big Pyramid.
Yeah.
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 Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a good chance we'll ask you to do
but-
that, actually. Yeah.
No promises, but like most likely yes.
No promises, but like kind of promises.
And like,
Yeah.
wait for a sign. We'll give you a cue.
You can just
We,
be like smash.
not Alistar. We will give you a cue.
Alistar tells me to hit everything and everyone, so
Yes.
We're aware.
Yeah, I felt that earlier.
Okay. Obviously, receiving this information, leaving this room, are we exploring the next one? The last
I
one?
was going to. I didn't know if the others wanted to like go do the burying. Who's not going to be very helpful for that.
yeah. Gio will go start digging.
Okay.
I will do
Yeah.
digging because I think I'm the designated digger, but
Yeah, I will go with Ku to explore the next room.
Yeah, and that was not a let's split up. It was a more of a if you aren't interested, I'm not going to drag you along.
I think it would be
He
better
was
if
like,
Gio left
this museum's
place,
built for
so-
me. I want to explore all of this.
Emerald is interested. Lorea isn't, so she's gonna dig,
Okay.
and Emerald will listen to the lore you get.
That's fine. Okay, for the two leads, as you go into this last room, it's roughly 60 feet, it's circular, and you can see these various depictions of different events. In each portion of the carvings, there is always one portion of it, whether it be someone's eye, someone's ring, someone's necklace, that is a gem. It is a beautifully pearlescent crystal. I would say that Ku and Bellini, you both have seen something like this before. They are known as memory crystals. The Court of the Ancients use them to store knowledge, but smaller ones can store up to a singular memory of some kind or depiction of a form of knowledge. But yeah, you can see different sections along this wall. The first section is a set of figures who are shown seated, standing or kneeling in very like sort of calm meditative states, and lines of energy flow between them. It seems very gentle the way that it's been carved. You can see that sort of singular gem is on someone's necklace. The next one, the groups become larger. There's a lot more strained faces in some kind of effort. Rather than it flowing between them, there is now a central figure, and the lines of energies are thicker, sort of growing to a person. So we guess maybe this is the convergence ritual. The next one is a single individual connected to multiple others. Not rather than whereas it was a circle pouring into one, it's now a network pouring between all of them. You can see the central figure is taller, more defined. The outer figures are a lot more diminished. They're sort of slumped and weakened. Whereas before, and their energy flowed into them, they all seemed to be in a balance. And they seemed, whilst there was some effort, it is now one person draining from multiple. I'd say the most disturbing, detailed one that you see, the carvings are a lot more sharper and deeper and more deliberate, and they're slightly newer than the rest of them. There is a central figure surrounded by these bodies of drained individuals. Their posture is rigid, very unnatural. The flow of energy is thick, like sort of deep carvings flowing to them. You can see elongated fingers into what seems to be like talons. You can see their face is contorted in a way that seems almost like sensual, like they're enjoying it. And the last, and sort of in that picture, I'd say for Ku, the thing that sort of drags your eyes to them the most is as they are sort of enjoying the energy flowing into them, they have their mouth open, and there are fangs, pointed fangs, erupted from their mouth. I would say that given this, the depiction you're watching is the origin of vampirism and where it came from. And so that person might be the first vampire.
I'll spend some time like just sketching that, what I see, out into a notebook.
Okay. Bellini, what are you doing as you're also witnessing all of this?
I make a sign to Zephyrix, and knowing that I'm in the Temple of Varenthia, I like.
Oh, thank you, Rain. That's so
thank
helpful.
her for her knowledge. But also, I'm like, I don't want to be a vampire turtle. That seems terrible.
Obviously, that is the most disturbing one that you can see. There is one more after that, because there are 6, which is that central person has their hands out, and they are, instead of the magic going into them, it is pouring out to a multiple of kneeled figures. I would say Bellini, again, you are very much aware that if you wanted to, you can activate those crystals and have a little look. But that's if you want. You know that they will not... They're not hostile in any way, they just contain knowledge of some kind, so it won't hurt you. But it is completely up to you.
Yeah, I'll look at them. I will let Ku know that I'm gonna start digging through this archives. And then I will start looking through the knowledge crystals, and like reading aloud what is in them, essentially.
Okay.
So that everyone knows. And then just a reminder, I have a hard out in half an hour.
Yeah, there's no worries. For the first one, very helpful from Rain, that I don't need to scroll up. From the first one, you can see that everyone sort of kneeling in this, you are watching almost from the perspective of an outsider. It seems very religious, very sort of balanced and sacrificial, but in a way that they want to gift unto this person. The central person is wearing a lot of white, a lot of gold. They seem to be maybe a priest of some kind, and the energy flowing into them is almost like this golden light, and it seems to be some sort of ritual. Everyone survives in that depiction. The next one on from there, with these groups sort of larger, the central figure, you can tell, has more wealth. They are wearing a lot more ostentatious jewelry and things like that, and the people surrounding them don't look like disciples of any kind. They're all wearing different types of clothing. Some of them are wearing armor and weapons, some others are doing that. So you would guess that maybe this person is their leader and they are gifting unto him. The next one on from there and is very much the same, but again, the people on the outside become withered and weakened. They are still alive, but you can see they are pale and thin. The fourth one, everyone dies that is surrounded by it, and the person in the central point looks... roll me an insight on that one specifically.
17.
They look, with the sort of added wealth of each central person, it looks more like a cult. It's almost like a very charismatic cult leader, and he's sort of brainwashed them into giving them his power. The other thing you notice up to with all those 4 is the change of time, because the clothing and the sort of way they hold themselves, and also the surrounding environment of the temple changes each time. You can see years, if not hundreds of years, are passing between each of these points. So there is an evolution to this ritual as people are learning and being able to cast a lot more magic. The 5th one you can see is a male, very sort of there's black armor, there's very sort of dense dark theme to it. You can see that he is carrying a battle axe, which the blades are carved out of this red gem. Is typical sort of iconography for a dark ritual, with their heads sort of turning and enjoying it, and the fangs. You can see that there's blood on his face that is dripping down. And I'd see for this one, there is a helm to one side that you would guess goes with his armor, because they will look the same. It's sort of spiked and black, and it looks very much like the statues of some of the Dread Lords that you've seen. I would say, without you needing to roll, you guessed that the first vampire might have been someone known as the Bloodthirsty Warlord, who rose to become a Dread Pact god. And that might be him in that depiction. The last one is it's a, I don't think you'd be able to see. Yeah, I think they're wearing a hood, sort of dark robes. You can't actually see whom it is. You would guess maybe it's one of a follower of the Dread Pact. They're wearing an icon of a screaming face emblem around his around his chest, and as the energy is pouring out from him, it is red, where it was gold and silver before. It is pure, sort of like this black red energy pouring out from him. I would say, because the specifics of your robe are helping you in this, and you rolled that high of an insight, there is a particular way that all of the individuals are dressed that looks like it's from the age of Veiled Mystery, which is this age. They are definitely more recent in the sort of depictions of fashion, as it were, in Sylvestria. They are definitely more recent. And there's one particular person that stands out to you the most, because she is sort of knelt, and you can see tumbled blonde hair, almost like a silvery blonde. She looks quite tall. She's about 5'10", 6 foot, around there. And as her head moves up and you see like that glowing red eyes, you are looking at Valessa, sort of kneeling with her mouth sort of dripping with blood. That last iconography is the birth of future vampires.
Gotcha. I share that information, so we know how Valessa came to power and why. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Another thing I'll add is it looks, so the architecture of the room looks Sapsathulian, so you would guess maybe Valessa did come from Sapsathul, like she is a native.
Does it look like this temple? That the architecture?
No, this looks like someone has, I'd say on that really high insight, you would guess that maybe someone who's known all of this, and each time they're adding to the carvings in maybe a magical way, was someone who was there, and they are informing the Shadowbinders of what's been happening. And this happens to be a temple where they recorded that knowledge because it happened in Sapsathul, and it's an important thing for them to know.
So this was not somebody who's necessarily part of the Sapsathulian government, but knew that this was happening and recorded the information. Okay, I share that with you. And then later the rest of the group, and I say, well, I think we learned how the Obscurum takeover happened and how they got their powers, and that there's a chance more of Sapsisul's government knows how to do this, and that the confluence rituals are able to be weaponized to drain people against their will.
Yeah.
And make them more powerful.
If you would like, I will allow you to do this. If you want to, you can take a point of exhaustion and strain this memory to receive more information that might help you further down the road.
Yeah,
Okay, so mark that
I'm
point of
willing to
inspiration.
do that.
Inspiration.
Exhaustion, you mean?
Mark that point of exhaustion. That's the wrong way.
Yeah. Now I have to figure out where that goes on the character sheet.
Conditions, I think.
It's
I
a
found
condition,
it.
yeah.
I found it. Yeah. So 1. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, you sort of push the memory to its limit, and you get a expanded version of the room, in the sense that as that vision sort of opens up further, you can see that sat in a wide arc, sort of elevated above where this is happening, there are seated figures upon thrones that are watching this happen. I would say that you see they're all present. They're not like some sort of statue or figure of any particular interest, other than they're all different sizes and heights. One of them's sort of leaning slightly forward, very interested in what's happening. One of them's sort of reclined and detached, doesn't really care. One of them is very specifically looking at Valessa, and they seem very intrigued with her. And I'd say that you can see each of them are wearing a hood with a circlet over the top that sort of holds it. And on the middle is an open tome emblem on it. I will say that with you marking that point of exhaustion, you recognize that each of those members are... You see one is in purple and gold, which is Sapsiculian colors. You can see another one is wearing red and black, which is Obscurum colors. You can see one is sort of a lot more formal and presentable, sort of as he moves and the hooded cloak sort of shifts. You can see some form of scientific equipment on his person, and sort of a white lab coat that he's clearly forgotten to take off, that you would guess is maybe a member of the Directorate. And I say altogether, because you guys have heard of this, and some of you have heard of this much in a different campaign, you would recognize that this is the Court of the Mindful, which are a secret society. And the information you gather from that is the members of the court are all from different kingdoms, agencies, respective conspiracy between all of them.
Okay.
And you bring yourself out of that vision.
The director is not who we're delivering the mirror to, correct?
A form of the Directorate are the at the Veilgate Bastion.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't say you know if that person is the leader or not. They might just be a pivotal member of some kind. Someone did tell you that you could trust people at the Veilgate Bastion. So you would guess maybe the court influences. They might not always be the people in control, because that would mean that they are public figures, and they don't want to be. They want to influence it from behind the scenes.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
I feel cooing on what happened, and yeah, I get ready to head out.
Okay, as you, the two of you sort of make your way out of the temple, you come upon Gio and Lorea, who are half covered in sand in places that they'd rather not have, but yes, if you guys wanted to have successfully buried the crate during that time, you can.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys would like to do as you exit this lost temple?
Nope.
As we're headed out, how old are those scorch marks on where the scrolls were stored?
Make me an investigation roll. I'm gonna give you advantage with that.
Nat 20.
Hoi! You can have the exact date if you want it. Let me find it. It is gotta find it. Where is it? 335 post-eclipse, which is about 600 years ago.
Got it. I will take Valessa's book that I have that has a dagger stabbed into it and leave it in one of those holes.
Amazing. I love that. Okay.
That's all I
And
wanted.
That's perfectly fine. We will end our session with you guys there and pick it up next time, where we will skip ahead to you guys entering into the capital and what might lie beneath there. Woohoo! But until then, obviously, this has been my Wyrdcast, and say goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Eternity's a gift, they say, to never cross the veil. This life I try to savor, and I try to no avail. Curse that mortal brevity which has rent you from my arms. Curse this cold eternity without you to keep me warm. Your never-ending elegy is a ballad with no melody, as empty as I. Now you've passed me by. A blessing, no, a malady. Why do roses bloom in spring, only to wither and die? You were all that was good in me. Now back to darkness go I. Take with you my sanity, better madness than the pain of my want. All my effort is vanity, and I hear the ravens taunt. You're never elegy is a ballad with no melody, as empty as I. Now you've passed me by. A blessing, no, a malady.